Right, we're live, but let me first share my Discord so everyone can see you, see me. All right.
Why is it mouse not working? What the fuck?
What?
Anyways.
Now I'm gonna take the stream. I'm gonna give you a copy so you have it, so you can show it to your friends. There you go.
Oh yeah. Alright. No problem.
Okay. So, do you understand my position?
Yeah, your position, to my understanding, is that you believe everyone that believes in God or gods are lying to themselves and others around them. Am I correct?
No, no. It's a little
Alright,
bit
explain your point then.
right. It's more technical. So everyone, you don't know
Okay.
what they believe. First of all, right? We don't know what anyone believes. You don't know what I believe. I don't know what you believe.
Mhm.
So, all I know is what you say you believe. So all I have is your statements.
Mhm.
So anyone who says they believe is lying.
Mhm.
I claim I actually know what they believe and what they actually believe.
You claim.
Yes.
Alright. So I disagree with this
Okay.
because
Because
the burden of proof is on you, right? You have to prove this claim with
yes.
evidence, right? You have to prove this aim with evidence of the character. And let's say me, right? How do you know that I don't believe in a god, minusing the fact that I haven't told you that I'm agnostic? I'm agnostic, but how do you know that claim? How do you know that that claim is true based on what evidence?
Right. So I know for sure that you don't believe that 1 plus 1 is 3. I am convinced of this. Do you agree that I'm
This is you're referring to the Trinity, and that's not what the Trinity is.
No, no, no. 1 plus 1 is 17. I don't care what number. Pick a number other than 2. So I
I'm gonna say it's like I'm gonna say it's like 5.
exactly. So I know mathematically with mathematical certainty that you are lying. When you say that you believe that 1 plus 1 is 5, I know with mathematical certainty, meaning I know it just as much as I know that 1 plus 1 is 2. That's mathematical certainty, whatever that means. So
Oh,
with mathematical,
well, hold on. The problem with this is right. The
what?
problem with this is right.
What?
Lying, lying, or telling lies is is on purpose, deliberate, and deceitful, and it's
Yes.
false, right?
Yes.
And this implies a negative connotation.
Yes. With
So,
in,
what if I say no? Hold on. What if I say with pure ignorance, 1 plus 1 equals 3 out of pure ignorance,
impossible.
like pure,
Impossible.
impossible. How is that impossible?
Because I'm assuming rationality. I'm assuming that you're a rational creature. You're not like even an amoeba wouldn't say that. Like there is no creature in the
This is no. This is in like you're referring to impossible. You're referring to that this is incapable of being or occurring.
uh,
This is definitely possible
how?
in regards to math.
I
Like
cannot imagine.
mathematically, this is definitely
Look, I'm assuming. I'll tell you my
yeah. You
assumption.
can actually.
Okay,
Because
I'm
Mr.
assuming.
Slade, when you're referring to the idea of someone stating a false claim is a lot better. If not, lying is worse than having a false claim, right? When you're lying with and it implies a negative connotation, as I stated previously, and it implies you're being deceitful. You're deceiving others around you
Yes.
for gain. I
Yes.
have no gain in regards to saying 1 plus 1 equals 5, 3, 6, 69, 420. There's no added benefit to me lying to you, is
Correct.
there now?
Correct.
So, what does a person, let's get back to the point,
Mhm.
what does a person get in regards of lying about their religious belief in the topic of God or gods? What do they gain from that?
So if you're an atheist in some Islamic communities, then you're risking maybe even your life. You're risking your well being. So you're under pressure. So you're not objective. When you speak, we cannot trust what you say because you might be deceitful towards me and towards the Muslims around you. You might want to convince them that you're one of them. I actually the other day, wait, Noodle, you're reflecting the audio. You're echoing the audio back to my Tushy. Noodle, can you hear me? Thank you, Noodle. So just the other day, we had a podcast here. We had a video, and during the video, during the conversation on Discord, it was revealed that everyone was ex-Muslim, and they were fearful for their lives. So immediately, I took down the video. As soon as they discovered that they were being streamed on YouTube, they said, "No, no, 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 no! You got to take it." Immediately, I took it down. They were terrified. So people
So,
lie. People have a vested interest
so,
to lie. They said,
so,
but listen,
hold on, Mr. Slave.
just one more thing. My point is that they said no. Like one of the guys said, no, with my Muslim friends, I say death to all Zionists and death to America, and Allahu Akbar. And they don't know I'm an atheist and I love Jews. And but if I tell them that I love that I support Israel and I hate Hamas, they're gonna kill me. So to on YouTube, on, I mean, not YouTube, but on a private conversation on Discord, I can be forthcoming. I can tell you that I hate Hamas, but in real
Mhm,
life I have to lie to my friend. Now it could be that all the
mhm.
friends, and it's probably the truth, they're all lying to each other. They're just all terrified of each other. It's it's the mob. But go on. What's the question?
So, I have a question towards you.
Yes.
Why do you think that Muslims believe that you should be killed on the basis that you support Israel, you hate Hamas, and you love all Jews? What is your point? Like, what's the point of that? Because I can say the same thing. Wait, hold on. When you're referring to an Islamic nation, a nation that follows Sharia law, when you're referring to that, those nations believe that they were sent revelation from Allah from the Prophet Muhammad, and they believe that Jews are killing their Muslim brothers and sisters, and that Jews are the problem. This is down to their scripture. Muhammad has always had a problem with Jewish people in the Quran. So when you're referring to a nation such as like an Islamic nation, you have to also take into account they truly believe out of ignorance that their prophet was the last prophet, the last revelation from Allah, and that Jews are a problem in society. That's what they truly believe. Hamas believes this. They want to kill all Jews. This is present throughout their nations, such as Saudi Arabia, Egypt. They don't like Israel. They don't like it. It's out of place for them.
That's not
So
true.
when you, oh, it's definitely true. Hamas hates Jews. Hates Jews.
You named Saudi Arabia.
I mean, Saudi Arabia, predominantly Islam, is in a Muslim nation.
Okay.
So therefore, they have to believe. And the
No.
Prophet Muhammad came to the Jews in the Quran. The Jews didn't accept him. They didn't accept him.
Why?
So the
Why,
Prophet Muhammad. Hold on.
why are you bringing Islam into why Saudi Arabia hate the Jews? Like that
Because
doesn't have
this
any
is down to their
relevance.
scripture. This is down to their scripture.
But Saudi Arabia don't base the Quran on their laws. There are a lot of laws that go
Wait,
against
so
the
you swear?
teachings
So
of
you
the
say,
Quran.
sir? So you swear? So you swear? So you swear? But that's a different discussion, right? I'm willing to have that discussion later, but we can talk about that at a later time. Let's get back to the point, right?
Okay.
So when you're talking about nations that truly believe something out of pure ignorance, it is not like, I don't believe that you should take what they're saying to full account and like fully like believe that they actually believe this. Because I'm gonna give you a hint. A lot of Muslims don't believe that all Jews should die in hellfire and should burn for an eternity. Some do, but not all of them, right? And this is because hold on, I'm not done. Because they grew up in a Muslim family who supports, guess who? Hamas most of the time. I know this from experience with people around me who don't support Israel. I mean, who don't support Hamas or they don't support Israel. One of the two.
Okay. Hello. Wait, you. That's gonna be weird every time.
Yeah, the
Yeah, your name is weird. Like hello.
you
Like that's what I'm gonna tell you. Like anyway. Noodle, do you want to say something?
and your part. Yeah, you also didn't. That what you just said. Like I get what you just said, but that's nothing to what you were saying before. That's a completely different thing. The point that you said before was that Saudi Arabia don't like Jews because of something to do with Islamic tradition. And what you
It
just said
is.
has no relevance towards Saudi Arabia.
Wait 1 second. We're getting off track. So Noodle, you didn't hear my proposition. Let me maybe copy paste the proposition. The proposition
Yeah,
is
send us that chat.
uh, let me see. If you believe in climate change, if you really believe in God, then you are lying. Yeah, here it is. Oops, I don't believe it. Wait, did we lose someone? Oh no. Okay. You guys can talk while I copy paste the proposition. Where is it? There it is. 49. Oh, it skips. Let me scroll to it. Hello, are you still there?
Hold on, I think I just said something false. I'm gonna try to clear something up. Hold on.
Okay. If
Hold
you
on. Hold
claim
on.
that
Hold
you
on.
believe, there it is. Okay. If you claim, this is my proposition, Noodle. Noodle are registered. So Noodle is a registered, I guess, trademark. It's registered. So if you claim that you believe in God, then you are lying. The reason God is. Oh, he left. So, okay. The reason
He
God is.
left.
Yeah, the noodle left. It doesn't matter. So, the reason God
Hold
is.
on, hold on. I gotta clear something up. I said a full statement regarding Israel and Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia's stance on Jews. I said something wrong right there. That's my fault. They don't believe that.
Okay.
I just had to do a quick search because that was wrong. My fault.
Okay. But it's not relevant. Our discussion is mathematical. It's nothing to do with actually.
Hmm.
We have a mathematical, me and you, we're having a mathematical discussion. This discussion,
Hmm.
are you there?
Yep, I'm there. I'm listening.
So our discussion
I'm right
has
here
not,
listening.
yeah, our discussion has nothing to do with actual people. It's a mathematical discussion. Let me just finish reading from the side chat where I pasted my proposition. The reason God is unknowable, the very notion of the beginning of the universe cannot be understood ever. This is not a technological issue. Anyway, there's many ways I can prove that if you claim to believe in God, you're lying. So
Well, hold on.
yes.
So when you talk about
No, you hold on 1 second.
God,
No, no, hello, 1 second. There's a problem because you were monologuing at length. Do me a favor. I want to have like a ping pong
Mhm.
discussion. So say something
yeah,
quick.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you're referring to, are you referring to all religion or specifically Islam and Christianity?
All religion. Any
All religion is.
anytime I can make it
Mhm.
very general. Any unscientific claim. If you make an unscientific claim, then you are definitely lying.
Okay.
And God is
So
an.
you're saying if you make a,
Mhm.
so are morals scientific? Do morals come from like science?
No, there's no moral.
Where do your morals come from?
There's no morals.
You so
Mhm.
you don't believe in morals.
Well, morals are unscientific.
Unscientific. At least you're consistent. But
Yeah.
that is a. So do you believe raping children is wrong?
Well, there's no wrong because it's an unscientific statement.
How do you wait? My question is, do you believe that child rape is morally
Hold on, we
neutral?
cannot. Okay, so for many reasons we cannot discuss this issue because I'm gonna get banned on YouTube and probably on Discord too.
How about this? How about this? How about this? Do you believe
Hmm.
that murder
Hmm.
is morally neutral? Neutral.
Well, the word moral, I completely ignored. I am amoral, so the word moral doesn't exist.
Amoral.
Yes.
So you're like you're not concerned with the principles of right and wrong behavior. You don't really give a fuck about that.
No. No. So, but
Or you don't have like a person's standards of like belief or behavior. Or like what is not acceptable for like you don't have a standard for that.
yes, I have a standard, but it's
You
all
have a standard, so
it's all
Mhm.
derived from egoism. I'm an egoist, and
Egoist.
yes,
Okay.
so I derive my code of behavior. I'm thinking maybe code of ethics, but I don't want to say ethics. Ethics has a what do you call it? Metaphysical connotation. So I don't like ethics. So there's just code of behavior, code of principles, or
So what my question to you is then how how on earth do you have a standard
mhm,
of behavior or belief system
mhm,
coming
mhm,
from an egotistical, not egocentric
mhm,
belief system?
mhm.
And do you wait? Hold on. Do you like empathy? Do you like lack it
No,
overall?
no, no. I mean, I'll answer your question. That will answer everything. So as an egoist, I am always looking for my well-being. So if I fear that somebody is threatening my well-being, I will attack. And
So if somebody's attacking your character, you will respond back with like pressure or force.
no, not necessarily.
Nope.
I will attack.
But like you will fight back
I
on
will
like a simple
optimize. I will
simple.
try and optimize my life. Most of the time, you don't fight back. You talk. You de-escalate the situation. Most times, you try to de-escalate the situation. If you cannot de-escalate, you walk away. If you cannot walk away,
Okay.
then yeah, then
So what I'm hearing from you and your morals is that they are subjective.
just
I
one second.
believe. I believe
Hello,
that is.
hello, just one second. Since, how are you? Long time no
I'm
see.
good. What's up?
Yeah, stick around. I want to talk to you.
Sure.
All right, hello. Continue,
So,
please.
Mr. Slave, are you like morally or you're more subjective? Like, can I change over time?
It's I don't use the word moral. I don't like it. I don't define it. I completely remove it.
Moral. Well, moral just means
Mm,
morals just mean in like a noun is that you have a standard belief system or standard of behavior concerning what is not right or what is acceptable for them.
look, it might.
That's what I'm referring to. When I'm
Yeah, yeah,
referring to
yeah.
morality and the
Mhm.
concept of morality, I'm referring to your standard of belief.
Yes, yes, I understand.
So
Yes,
can your morality change? Is
not
it
really.
subjective or objective?
Uh,
Not really.
it cannot change. I mean, see, I mean, okay, I'll just explain to you where it comes from. So I'm an egoist. I look out for myself. So if I see you hurting a puppy, I'm worried that I'm next. So I'm going to protect the puppy's life, even at the risk of losing my life.
But you will or you won't.
I
Say
will. I will
you
protect.
will protect the puppy's life.
Yes.
But why? You're only concerned with yourself. Why would you be concerned
Correct.
over a dog
I
or
don't
animal?
care. I don't care about the puppy. I'm just worried that I'm next.
You shouldn't worry why. Like, all right, with this like claim, right? You're stating that you're worried you're next.
Yes.
I'm hurting. Let's say I'm hurting a dog. Why would I hurt you next? Like, what's your reasoning or backing for me
I'm
hurting you
worried.
next?
I'm worried that you're behaving like I'm afraid of the
You're
pattern.
worried that I'm
I'm
the
afraid
pattern
that,
of behavior. You're worried that I'm a threat to
look,
me and others around you.
I mean, the way I see it, it's everyone agrees that puppies are harmless, cute creatures, and if you're hurting a puppy, then you're a psychopath, and I'm worried that you're gonna hurt me next. It stands to reason that you're gonna hurt me next, or my loved ones. You're gonna hurt, even by you hurting the puppy. I'm already offended, but I'm not offended enough
You're
to risk my life. But I'm worried that you're coming for me or my loved one next. And not just you, I'm worried that society is going to crumble and people are going to start, hurting each other, and there's going to be a rise in violence, and that's going to hurt my quality of life. So because of all
okay.
that, I'm going to, stand up for the puppy.
Okay. So now you stated your morals can change. You're egoist, and you do things in the hopes of boosting either your chance of survival in a situation or in order to prevent like violence from happening, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. So where do these values derive from? Where do they come from?
No, I'm just an egoist. I mean that
No, but where does this innate nature to
uh,
like
Dar-
be
Darwin
selfish?
Darwinism.
I'm not asking for the term or where it came from. I'm asking where does this like selfish desire or egoist mentality come from?
That's like asking me why I like vanilla ice cream. So the answer is Darwinian.
Well, yeah, exactly. Then what? Like, then why do you like vanilla ice cream? Then
My only answer
that's easy
is
enough to answer.
it's easy to answer.
Yeah, why you like vanilla ice cream?
It's delicious. Oh, you mean because it's delicious?
Like, what makes vanilla ice cream do you hear yourself? What makes vanilla ice cream better than chocolate ice cream? You know what I mean?
It's my
Like, that's not a hard question to answer.
then give me a hint.
Give you a hint. Vanilla is a flavor. Flavor. Hint. Flavor. Vanilla ice cream contains vanilla extract.
Okay.
So therefore, it gives it the flavor. Ice cream gets
Yeah,
vanilla
but why
ice
do you
cream
prefer that flavor?
Yeah, I don't even know
over
what
chocolate ice cream.
I don't even know what an extract
I
is.
prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream
Yeah.
because the taste is different, and I prefer vanilla ice cream taste over chocolate ice cream taste.
Yeah, that's so your explanation for why you prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream is that you prefer vanilla ice cream over chocolate ice cream. That was your
Oh,
explanation.
the taste. I
Yeah.
said the taste. The taste is
You
different.
prefer the taste. I'm asking you why you prefer the taste. The taste is different between both of them. It's not a special reason for vanilla. Why do you prefer vanilla over chocolate?
See, me personally, I prefer vanilla over chocolate because when it comes to, why am I talking about vanilla? Hold on.
Because you said it's got the same look. It's an analogy, right? The same issue.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
your
I
argument is
get
an
it, I
issue
get
with
it,
that
I get
argument
it.
over
But
there.
like, how did it get this far? You know what I mean? Anyway, I'll answer. So when it comes to, I like the overall flavor, like the palate flavor of vanilla ice cream. I prefer it over chocolate ice cream. Like, you know what I mean?
Why?
I prefer
Why?
it because that's what my taste buds, the taste, like the receptors, the buds. I like that feeling on my buds, or like the fucking flavor thing.
Yeah.
I
Why
don't
do
know
you
why.
like the feeling? That's just you say. That's look. You're just rephrasing. I prefer chocolate. I prefer vanilla over chocolate in a bunch of different ways. You're being asked why. Why do you prefer vanilla over chocolate? If you just answer, I don't know, that's hard to describe, you're proving Mr. Slave's point.
Hold on.
Which is, yeah, you kind of just, you don't have to
Hold
give
on,
an
give me a minute,
explanation
hold
for
on.
why you prefer certain things. Become a silly.
Like, hold on. Wait, hold on. If you go to like why people like actually prefer certain things over like others, it's like very complicated, right? However, I think what people like certain people like other things is because there's an innate like nature to that, right? Like for me personally, I don't like murder, right? Like, I don't like murder. I don't think anybody likes murder, right?
Yeah,
But
what's
some
the
people
innate
do like
nature to
murder.
vanilla that makes you like it more than chocolate?
No, I
The
like
innate nature, like
I like murder. Sometimes I'm very upset at someone and I want to murder them. Of course, everyone gets upset, and that's why.
I mean, like if we go down to it, like why people like certain things, it's like due to the like environment and like the brain. Like, if you want to go like really deep, yeah, it's probably like where it derives from.
That's like everything, though. The environment and the brain. It's like you just kind. That's everything that's not the person is the environment, right? You just said the person and the environment.
Yeah, the environment. Yeah. What about like? What do you mean? What's, like,
I'm just saying that's kind of like that's super trivial, and Mr. Slave can give you the same answer. The reason why he prefers the thing he prefers are because of environments in his brain. So now, do you understand what the question, like, why your question was kind of trivial and not really worth asking?
I kind of get it now. Hold on. I'll try to like
Yeah.
rephrase the question. Hold on. I guess like just like answering. I think that's kind of stupid. No, not anything about that. That's stupid. Hold on. And I believe like when you where did this even fucking like come from? Hold on. I'm trying to like remember what we were talking about before.
Well, you were talking about Mr. Slave's preferences, and you asked him why is it the case that you prefer the things you do.
Like I'm an egoist.
Oh,
So hello DBD questioned why I like being an egoist, or why am I an
Yeah.
egoist? Why do I look out for myself? Why do you know?
I mean I provided it like all I wanted was like an answer. Like I mean like I didn't really care what it was.
I enjoy,
Yeah. Well, now you.
It's somewhat rational.
like, every creature that you try to kill is going to defend itself. So no one wants to be
Yeah.
murdered. So
Yeah, no shit.
as soon as I'm worried that you're going to come to murder me, I'm worried.
That's not being an egoist. That's called being a normal person who doesn't want to get murdered.
Yeah. So what you call a normal person, I call an egoist. Some people.
Well, like egoist, like I think when you refer to egoist, I don't think you're actually like egoist. I don't think you're like an actual one. Yeah, because like when you look at like the term like egoist, it means like your own like goal and your own motivation is like one of your actions. And if you want me, if you want to, I can explain what I mean.
Wait, Mr. Slave, what do you take egoism to be? Like, what's your?
But I think like every single like egoist is like the person's like behaviors and like are motivated by their own interest.
That's really interesting, DVD. I didn't ask you. I was asking Mr.
Oh,
Slave.
I thought you said my name. My bad.
That's a good. It's a good question. But I'm just interested in my own well-being. Nothing else matters to me in this universe or the multiverse.
Yeah, why? Why are you interested in your own well-being?
I don't know. I don't like.
You don't.
I enjoy taking care of puppies and cows and other people. I want to be alive. I don't want to die. If a little puppy tries to eat me, I will defend myself.
Yeah, that doesn't really.
What?
That doesn't really express egoism, right? Being interested in your own well-being does not express egoism. That just express having some self-preservation instinct.
No, but like I want to enjoy life to its maximum. That is my priority.
Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, no, like that's
well,
not.
everybody will like hold on. When you're talking about egoists, that means like your actions are motivated by your own interest. And let's say right, you have like the opportunity to save, let's say a wife, like a wife, a husband, and her children, and the husband's children. But you will suffer financially for this reason. The egoist wouldn't do it because it affects them because like the financial deficit that they get in return for helping out these people, right? Egoists would choose the second option and not help them, right?
That's a good question. I never thought about this.
I think you're just like a normal person at this point because I don't think like you're.
That okay? Look, there. I agreed with you up until that part. There's nothing about Mr. Slave that's normal.
Nothing.
what?
Like, what do you mean? I don't know.
He's kidding.
you don't. You don't know this guy yet. You'll learn about this guy.
I'm
Look, hello,
kinda scared.
DVD. I'm going to tell you within maybe one
the-
hour more of conversation with Mr. Slave, it'll click for you that there's no way in which any sane person could ever describe him as a normal person.
I'm kind of all right. I'll keep that in.
You'll get it.
So, hello, DBD, you're asking a good question. So, if I were on the Titanic, I would gladly stay behind and let the women and children and elderly and the sick save themselves, and I will go down with the ship. Which violates,
Okay.
which seems to violate my egoism. But I don't think my intuition is that something that it does not violate the egoism. On its face, it sounds like it violates egoism. I mean, first of all, when you stay behind, everyone looks at you and you're a hero. So obviously, for those few seconds, you are of great honor. You are of the highest.
Yeah, but
No,
obviously,
no,
it's
but
not
look,
going
an
to outweigh
egoist
all
is
of the
like-
honor in the rest of
no.
your life, right? Like all of the rest of the honor that you could ever get in your life, and all of that pleasure versus like
Mr.
30
Stop.
seconds
It
of going down
is-
with a
It is
spaceship.
it is incredible. I'm just thinking about it. My entire body is I'm getting goosebumps all over my body.
Hello, Mr.
Mr.
Slave.
Slave, Mr. Slave, hold on, Mr. Slave, hold on. You realize like an egoist is like a self-centered and selfish person and is arrogant.
That's come on,
Right?
that's not exactly what egoism is.
On the
That's
the game.
egotistical, not egoist. You're
Yeah,
confusing an
egoist.
egotistical
I think
versus
like
egoist.
I think like they kind of go hand in hand.
Hey.
I don't
Oh,
know.
they
how to
don't.
say it. I think they
They
kind of go
definitely-
hand in hand.
No. They definitely don't. The egoism is like it describes two positions in philosophy. There's descriptive egoism and there's what's called normative egoism. Descriptive egoism is just the view that when everyone does stuff, they're doing it because they want to, right? The normative egoist is just that people ought to do the thing they want to do the most. It doesn't have anything like you can be totally non-selfish by any standard notions of it. And still
No,
be an
but-
egoist.
Okay.
Since I don't think
Yep.
Hello DBD. I mean, Hello DBD. I mean, he has a view of egotist, like something that like a mom tells the
Mr. Slave.
yes, sir. Like a mom tells the child, "Don't be such an egoist." It's like it's something bad. He associates it with something with like, "Don't be that." Where there is another notion of an egoist, which is something more mathematical that actually looks like the ultimate altruist many times because the math you start from egoism but you end up in the extreme altruism. You jump on the hand grenade before anyone else because you're an egoist. So
What?
yeah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
now, Mr. Slave, when are you allowed to take your ball gag out?
I'm not wearing it.
I think Hello DVD is like 15. We gotta be
Wait,
careful.
what?
Yeah, and
What?
this is on YouTube, so we gotta be careful.
Okay. Name it. I said name cracks me up, Mr. Slave.
Yeah, I'm not gay. I'm straight. I'm forced.
Debatable.
No,
Okay, but you have a mistress then, not a master. That's the difference.
Be careful.
yeah,
It's
we gotta
kinda
be.
clicking.
We
What's up with all
gotta
the
be careful.
nonsense?
We gotta be. Look, DBD is bringing. up
Oh,
good
hello,
points.
DVDs. Oh, he's
Yeah, Hello
younger.
DVD is like 15 at most. Yeah.
Oh,
No
well
offense.
then,
There's not another
hello.
tablet
You
left
gotta
to use.
you gotta leave because of the
No,
No,
comments
you don't
I'm
have to
gonna make.
leave.
No, DBD is very smart. He impressed me. He
Oh,
asked
but you know, since I can't control myself and I'll make certain comments, you know, and I don't
I
want
get
to. It's
you.
hello,
I get
It's
DVD.
fine. It's fine.
You said it's fine.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, look, it's so I end up sounding like an altruist, but like I'm an extreme capitalist. So
Look, Mr. Slave, I think that Hello DBD example though, I still think it holds true, right? In that case, you might say it's the case that you get a lot of pleasure out of knowing that you'll be a hero. But do you think the pleasure of knowing you'll be a hero in that moment, no matter how great it is, do you think it actually outweighs all of the other pleasure you'll always get throughout your life?
no, no, because my ultimate pleasure is sitting here talking to you guys, or studying general relativity, and then there's so much to study and there's so much to do, and my work is so important that just giving up my life to save like quote dumb humans, normal humans, just women and children who are never gonna accomplish much in this universe.
Okay, see, that's the shit I'm talking about. Like, what
No,
the fuck?
no.
That is
No, I love
No,
puppies.
the question was just whether or not it's in his well-being, not like whether or not it's in his best interest, not like whether or not he'd actually not sacrifice himself on the Titanic or something. He could still say, yeah, look, it's not in my best interest. It's not good for my well-being, and yet I still would sacrifice myself at the Titanic. You
Here's
could
the
hold
problem.
both those views. It's not like
Exactly.
it's
No, here's
And
the
once you get that, everything becomes way more simpler, right? I agree with you 100%, man.
so here's the I think here's the problem.
hell
So
yeah.
what do you want me to do? You want me to jump on one of the lifeboats with the women and
No,
the children? How awkward
no.
is that's going to look so awkward. They're going to look at me like, "What the heck? You don't belong here."
Would your mistress allow you to do that?
Of course not.
like,
She
what
would
the
whip
fuck?
me. I'm not
No, no, no. Calm
no,
down.
no,
Calm down.
no.
Of course not. I'm supposed to be
Okay, the kid's gone. Thank God.
right. As a slave, I'm supposed to be the white knight, on the shiny with the shiny armor. I'm the ultimate protector of women. That's my duty. So okay, but that's got nothing. I don't want to mix that with egoism, because my fantasy is ultimate altruism. I always I always enjoy dying in my fantasies, because in my reality I'm such an egoist. So my fantasy
Okay.
is to invert my reality.
Are you confusing altruism with submission?
No, they're the same.
That's totally
Okay,
right.
for you. Oh, that is so. For him, altruism is the same as submission.
To a mistress, to an owner that I love.
Okay. Well, that's Squiddy. Squiddy wants to talk to you about that because he's thinking about that.
About what?
I saw Squiddy join, and I was like, this motherfucker is not gonna enjoy this conversation.
Anyway, the mathematics here is off the charts. So it looks confusing, but at the end of the day, I end up being like an extreme capitalist, and I don't like government.
That's so cringe. So cringe.
Cringe.
Yeah.
Why?
Why is capitalism cringe? I mean, there's a couple of reasons. My biggest concern with capitalism is the way that it sets up these sometimes they'll be called like principal agent problems, but the kind of problem I'm referring to is just divorcing the people who the decisions affect from the decision making. It's the same problem I have with authoritarianism or dictatorships. It's the same problem I have with capitalism.
Right, but you get with authoritarianism, with a dictatorship, you get the principal agency conflict like to the nth power compared to capitalism. Capitalism, you have many.
Yeah, which is why I don't like either of them. Yeah, I know. I agree. Look, I want to clarify
Mr.
something.
Slave likes
I'm not saying you should
authoritarianism.
move from. That's true. I'm not saying we should
Female
move from
authoritarianism.
a bunch of capitalists competing with each other to one big state-owned enterprise. I'm not a big fan of that either. I want like decentralized power.
Well, then we're the same. Then me and you, Synth, are the same, as always.
I'm not sure that's true because here's one thing that I prescribe that you might disagree with, right? I think it's the case that in the terms of property, I think when it's the case your business decisions affect a large group of people, I think all the people affected by your business decisions should have voting say what you're doing. Yeah, I don't think you agree with that.
I mean, if you believe that, then you will create a co-op where each person has one voting power, and other people will create normal companies where the voting power is relative to the shares that you own in the company.
Yep. Yeah, that's all true. I definitely would prefer to create a cooperative over creating a private enterprise. But what I'm telling you is just that I think it's immoral to create the private enterprise. So you're basically giving me the same argument. Is like, here's an example. If I say something like, it's wrong to beat people to death with hammers, you could say in response, okay, well, if you believe that, then you won't beat people to death with hammers, and then other people will beat people to death with hammers. Well, I have a problem with other people beating people to death with hammers, even if I'm not doing it. I still think it's fucked up.
But
I still think it's fucked up that some people are born with bad financial situations, and because of that, they'll never have control over the economy. I think it's kind of fucked up. So saying, well, look, you can do things right, and other people can do things wrong, that's just not sufficient for me. I want it to be the case that everyone is doing things that are moral, not just me.
Well, what about the aliens in the rest of the universe? How are you going to control them?
Unfortunately, I can't, but eventually, when our glorious AGI overlords manage to make it to Alpha Centauri or whatever, we'll also make sure that the aliens are acting right too.
Right, but you're always. What about those?
I'm an imperialist. I love imperialism.
Right. Well, what about those that are beyond the cosmic horizon?
I can't do anything about them.
But
it's not the case that because I can't do anything about it, that it's not the case that I think they're doing something wrong.
But
I
you
just can't
realize,
affect it.
but the known universe is insignificant compared to what's beyond the cosmic horizon.
Oh, I totally agree. Things outside the cosmic horizon, the actual universe, very, very big. Observable universe is like I've heard it compared to a light bulb versus the entire size of Pluto. That's the comparison I've heard, and that one's spot on, dead accurate. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I'll never have any impact on. However, of the things that I do have impact on, I'm going to do things morally.
So what's the difference? So most of the universe, you're never going to be able to have an impact on, and they might have normal companies. And in this tiny part of the true universe, and the known universe, and the visible universe, you're gonna like waste so much energy trying to
not waste it.
Your cooperative system invoked uniquely.
No, it's not a waste. I'm using my energy to maximize my terminal goal, right? I don't care about the energy. I don't care intrinsically about the energy. So if my energy levels go down in favor of making sure that moral goods go up, that's a fair trade to me. That's exactly what I want to use my energy for.
But what's the point? Why would you do that?
The point is to make the world a more moral place.
Why?
To make the world a more moral place.
Why do you care?
I just told you.
No,
you're asking why as in like, oh, you're asking why do I personally care about morals? It's a preference I have.
No, why do you care?
Actual moral facts.
No,
it could be the case that I could have been born with wildly different dispositions where I don't actually care about morals. I could have been born a sociopath. I happen to not.
Why do you care about other people?
Because I was born with a neurological disposition that makes me care about other people instead of being a sociopath.
Yeah, that's a disability, man.
Yeah, being a sociopath is definitely a disability. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rational. You're just saying you're irrational.
No, we'll say, Mr.
You're saying I'm irrational? Hold on,
Mr. Slave. Did you see the thing inside chat?
I don't want to move on. I don't want to move on real quick before we do that. Look, so you're saying it's irrational for me to act morally as opposed to being a sociopath, Ira?
Yeah, you should prioritize yourself always.
Look, I don't think that the self even exists rationally. I think it's the case that that's the irrationality in your view. My view doesn't hold some arbitrary standard of differences between selves. So here's the comparison I would make. Imagine you had a moral system where the only person in the country who you cared about the preferences of was Joe Biden. Wouldn't that be irrational, Ira?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is it irrational?
Because you should prioritize yourself always.
That's your argument. I'm asking you, why is it the case you should prioritize yourself as opposed to prioritizing Joe Biden?
I'm not following your discussion. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, since you are
don't pull it back. I want to be able to give an answer to that really quick, and then I'll jump back to you, Mr. Slip. I'm not going to.
I'm not even following your discussion with that guy. I mean, he says you should be an egoist, and you say.
And then I'm asking him, why is it the case that I should prefer me over Joe Biden? That's the question I ask.
Look,
why should I be an egoist as opposed to Joe Biden? I'm asking Ira this question.
Yeah, but I don't think he
has
an
see the
answer.
point. You will in just a moment.
No, fine. I don't think.
Well, let him try.
Fine.
Let him try.
This guy's desperate, man. Yeah, so I think you should do that because it's your organism.
Yeah, why should I care about that? It's Joe Biden's organism. Why does it matter?
Yeah, because it's you're not Joe Biden, so it's your life.
Obviously.
Yeah, why does it matter who I am?
Look, Ira.
If even if you're if you don't prioritize your life, then you can't even really prioritize Joe Biden's existence because you shorten your life.
So all you're doing is now moving it to being an instrumental goal. I agree. Yeah, in order to prioritize maximizing Joe Biden's interest, it's the case that I also have to care about my own interest. That's also true inversely. If you're an egoist, it's the case you have to care about other people's interests. Like, for example, you
Yeah,
care about the
I
president's
agree.
interest
No,
because you want to make sure that
100%. I agree.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
So
but
your
it
argument once
shouldn't be
again is
past
excuse
that.
me, excuse me,
Yeah,
excuse
so
me,
no, yeah, my
excuse
argument is
me.
that it
You're not
shouldn't be
tracking.
past
Look,
that.
you're
You
not
should
tracking. Give me just
prioritize
a second to
yourself.
clear things up for you because you're
But when you
confused.
say you should
I'm asking
prioritize
you.
yourself, it doesn't mean
Excuse
you're the
me.
only
Just a
thing that is
moment.
priority.
Just
It
a
just means
moment. You
that
don't have to
you
interrupt and try to
have the
bulldoze the
highest
steamroll.
priority.
I understand that you feel
Just
like
like
you're in an
if you had
uncomfortable
like a
spot in the
child,
argument, but
right?
give me a
And it
chance to
was like,
respond.
okay, you should
You don't have
prioritize
to
your child.
filibuster.
Wait,
It means
wait,
the child
You
is
Ira.
don't
the
have to
only
filibuster.
priority.
Okay,
This means
Ira.
it's the
Ira.
Ira,
highest
you don't have to
priority.
filibuster.
So
Ira.
like
Ira.
you can talk over me, but
Ira, you're
No,
talking
no,
over me.
made
You
no,
it.
no,
interrupted
no.
me.
Hold on, guys. Guys.
It's your lack of
Ira.
understanding for the English language is
No,
You're
Ira.
just
confusing
running
you.
away. This
Ira,
is just
stop.
cowardly response.
Okay, Ira.
It's
Stop.
your lack of understanding for the English language that I think is confusing
Do you
here.
think you're responding to my argument?
Yeah, I am. I just told you, right?
What was
If
my
some, if
argument?
I'm saying, yeah, so if you should prioritize something, that doesn't mean it's the only priority. That just means that it's the highest priority. That's what
Yeah,
it
and
means
I'm
here.
asking you, why should I prioritize myself as the highest priority over Joe Biden? I could pick either one.
Yeah,
Why is it
yeah,
myself as
so
opposed to any other random individual?
I already answered that. Your organism, yeah, I've already answered that. Now,
I
if you
asked
want
you,
to
why
keep
does it
asking
matter?
why,
Okay, and
yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Biden's
hold on.
organism is Joe
You're
Biden. You're
not,
kicking the
you're
can
not,
down the road.
okay,
Give a real
you're
response.
not,
I understand you're
yeah, yeah,
retarded, but you can try
you're
your
not
best.
cooking here. You're not cooking
You're
here,
getting
right?
cooked.
And you
You're
can do
getting
this.
cooked.
Okay,
Answer
slow
the question.
down,
Don't kick the
guys.
can down the road.
Guys, wait,
Literally,
wait, wait, guys.
hold
Slow
on, you're
down.
not
Slow
cooking
down.
here. You're not cooking here, right? So
You're not responding.
no,
Spit out the
no,
counter
no.
argument. Hurry up.
He's mentally enfeebled. So let me break it down for him. You can
Mentally
do this for
enfeebled.
literally
Alright,
Are you
any.
sure you know
Yeah,
what that word means?
Stop,
Why?
stop. Just
You're
talk to the point.
intellectually disabled. Stop talking.
You're
Okay?
intellectually struggling to say the word intellectually.
Alright, sis,
Stop.
come on,
Stop talking.
stop.
Retard.
Okay, one at a time. Go ahead.
Stop talking. Okay.
Respond to the
Is he
argument.
done
Ira.
with his mental
Okay,
retardation?
Synth,
Okay.
please.
So,
Spit it out.
anyways, right? So, with any moral belief, you can say this. If you say, "Oh, well, I believe it's wrong to murder," why is it wrong to murder? Because you kill people. Why is it wrong to kill people? And you can do this you can do this literally for anything. You're not
No,
cooking
you
by
can't.
doing this, man. Like I've already
No, you
given you
can't.
justification.
I have
Ultimately,
asked you
it's gonna
one
come down to the
question. You
foundation.
can't
So,
answer.
Okay,
You're now
okay,
that's
one
explaining
at a
why
time.
you don't want to
told
answer.
you.
Please, one at a time. Like, Synth,
Mr.
answer.
Slave, you're not going to make the conversation any more one person at a time. Look, he's already interrupting. He's already down to interrupt. You're not
Yeah,
Mr.
leaving the
Slave,
room
bring
or
your
anything.
mistress in. She can
Yeah.
police
Yeah,
it
maybe,
better.
maybe your mistress could like handle the room.
No, let's just
Look,
slow
Ira,
down.
I'm asking you. You saying you could ask why over and over again. I'm only asking why one thing. I'm asking, give me a reason why I would matter more than any other random
I
individual.
just told you
and you
it's
haven't
your
done that.
organism.
You
I
just
just told
yeah.
you. It's
Why
one
does it
reason
matter?
is your organism.
Okay,
Yeah, once
so
again,
it's
like
my
I told you, you can do this for anything.
okay.
Why
so
why
I am
why
my
is murder wrong?
organism.
You
So
can
I
kill
matter
people.
more
Why
than
is
you,
killing
right?
people wrong? Right? You can do this
Hold
for
on.
anything.
So I matter
Like,
more
what
than
do
you, right?
Wait,
stupid?
slow
Like,
down.
you
Yes
think
or
this is
no?
actually
Yes
like
or no?
good?
Yes or no?
This is good questioning.
Yes or no?
This is
Okay,
terrible questioning.
Wait,
Yes
man.
or no?
Ira,
You
one
don't have an
second.
answer.
I don't even know what you're asking me
Ira,
now.
you are
Slow
genuinely
down.
too low IQ to respond to this
No,
argument.
Yeah,
I'm
Synth,
asking you something very simple in
Synth.
philosophy, which is
I
simply,
don't know what you're
I've asked
asking.
you,
You need to
why is
realize
it
that
the
when
case?
I speak, I stop
Why
listening
is
to you
it the
speak.
case
Probably also
that
stop
you
talking when I
believe
talk,
Ira,
right?
Ira,
my
one second.
preferences
Once
are
again,
ones
you
I
have to
should
repeat that
prioritize
because I'm
Ira,
versus
talking.
any
When
other
I
one,
talk,
and you
I
just say,
stop
because
listening
they're
to you
yours.
because I'm
Ira,
They're
talking,
literally
right?
yours. That's not an argument, Ira.
Yeah, go ahead, Slave. Go ahead.
Okay, no, Ira, no. I think Synth has a good question. So I think there is a better answer than the one you're giving.
Look, Mr.
I
Slave
don't
is
really
an egoist, and he
care,
knows your
right?
argument's bad. He has
Oh,
a better answer.
Stop,
I don't really
Synth,
care.
stop.
Once again, like,
I had to do it.
yeah.
Just kind of
So
a prick.
yeah, so that's absolutely no contention here because he's already agreed that if you prioritize Joe Biden's existence, you're also gonna have to prioritize your own. So
We are talking about which one should be the highest priority. Even you noticed it.
I'm
Dummy.
glad you realized that. Yeah.
Yes. Why is it the case I should prioritize myself over Joe Biden or over
I
you
just
or
told
over
you
anyone
it's
else?
your organism.
And you
It's
said
your organism.
it's because
That's
it's your
why.
organism. Why does it
You have
matter that it's my
experiences
organism?
to-
Why does it matter that it's
Yeah,
mine?
it gives
Okay.
you experiences, gives you knowledge.
Why does it matter that it gives me experiences? Joe Biden's organism gives him experiences. Why does it matter that it's mine?
Yeah, but his experiences aren't your own. So
Why does it matter that they're my own? Why does it matter that they're mine?
because Experience is valuable.
Experience is valuable. Is it just the case that my experience is valuable, or all experience is valuable?
But you have the most experience with yourself, so ultimately
Answer my
prioritizing
question.
yourself gives you the most experience.
Yeah, you're back to myself again. I'm asking you, why does it being myself, mine, why does mine matter?
Yeah, because you have the most experience. I just answered it, right? I already knew where
I
you're
have the
going.
most experience? I have more experience than you do?
Yeah, you have the most
Yes or no?
experience with yourself. You have the most experience with yourself.
Not what do I have the most experience of? I know I have the most
I just
experience
told
of my
you with
experiences.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
why does
yes,
it matter
exactly.
which ones I have? Why does it matter which ones are mine?
Because
You're retarded.
the
Give
highest
up.
value to yourself. That's why.
Why does it matter what the values are to myself?
But once
Why does it
again,
matter
hold
to
on.
mine?
Okay, so now that we've done this, right? Can I
You
start
are stuck
questioning you
on
since
one
you've been doing this?
question, which is why does it
Hold
matter
on,
to mine?
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
asked
okay,
you
okay,
this over
yeah,
and
yeah,
over
yeah,
again,
okay,
and you
okay,
just
okay,
find
okay,
new
okay,
ways
okay,
to just
hold on.
mind fuck this.
Okay,
okay.
you're so smart. You're so smart. Okay, now I'm gonna start interrogating you.
And you're
Okay,
so
right?
dumb.
Okay, so why
Stop.
is murder
so
wrong?
dumb.
Why is murder wrong? Why is murder wrong?
Watch the
Why is
pivot
murder
here.
wrong? Why is
Murder is
murder
wrong
wrong?
because it's not utility maximized.
Okay, why does it matter to utility maximize?
Because it's in compliance with stance independent reason.
Okay, well, what's stance independent reason?
No, just say why is stance
stance
independent
independent
reason important. You don't even need to know what it
Well,
means.
if you say that, it's just the definition of important, just analytically true.
And
Yeah,
The same
why
what's
as
stance
A equals
important?
A.
Well, no, I want to know what it is
you don't
first. I want
need
to know
to.
what
You
it is
don't
first.
need
What is it?
to. You
Stance
just need to.
independent.
I don't care if I need to,
genuinely,
retard. I want to know what
for
it
what
is.
you
You
want
don't
to
have
do.
no. Okay, both
Mr.
of
Slave
you.
is less
One
is
second.
substantially
Both of
higher
you.
IQ than you. I would bet money
No,
on
no.
that.
Okay,
I
okay.
would bet
So
money.
let me just say
Oh wait,
something.
hold on. If you want to bet
Ira,
money on
one
that, we
second.
can run any
Ira,
psychometric evaluation right
Ira,
now. Sure,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
let you.
You want to do? Yeah,
One
you.
second. I'm gonna let you.
Yes, you're a fucking
I
moron.
would do
Wait,
test
hold
that
on. Why
I
don't we
know or
just run
something.
it?
Go
No,
ahead,
no.
PM.
Why don't we do it? Go ahead. Go ahead. You can both share our screen and do
Ira
it.
and Synth.
You can both share our screen and do this. You're
No,
a pussy.
Ira and Synth. Let me just say something really small. So whenever so every system, right? Because of the incompleteness system, we're guaranteed to self-reference in any system, because no system is based.
Yeah, obviously.
So no system is ground.
No,
There's no zero ground. There's no ground zero. No such thing. So any system, because of the incompleteness theorem, is always going to enter a loop of self-referencing. So that's why. So
that's not
That's
what.
literally what
Wait,
I
sorry.
already
One,
said.
that's not
You're
true
gonna
of either
you
of the
can literally do
incompleteness.
this with
Either of the
any moral
incompleteness theorem.
belief. This guy's
And
embarrassing.
on top of this,
He thinks
the
that he's
issue is
cooking
that
by
it
he
one
thinks
at a
about asking
time.
why.
You're
One,
asking.
one at a time.
Yeah,
Okay,
you weren't.
Synth.
Ira, you weren't being talked to. I was being talked to.
Okay,
Right? So you
Synth,
should
go
pipe down.
ahead.
So the issue with
Bro,
this
you're
argument
so
is that
short.
it's not the case that if your argument in favor of egoism is a fundamental assumption for me that egoism is true, then you no longer have an argument in favor of egoism. It's not a fundamental assumption for me or for most other people. We all reject egoism. We think it's the case that moral facts are not the same as what's in your self-interest. We all think that's different. So if that's the best argument you can give, is just it's an assumption for me, any position could do this, and they would all be on equal ground. However,
That's
you
not
can
even
still
what he
hash out
said. You
differences
actually
in
didn't
which
comprehend what he said.
Ira.
This is so
How
bad.
about this?
Ira, one.
Oh my
I'll ask
fuck.
Mr. Slate.
You're so
Mr. Slate,
slow.
Okay.
so
You
far,
actually
do you
didn't
think it's the
understand
case?
what he said,
Ira,
bro.
pipe down.
Ira, one
Fuck.
Pipe down.
second. Ira, one.
Ira, pipe down. Ira,
That's
pipe down.
fucked, bro. Slay, I know you can
I'm
see it
asking
too.
you-
He didn't even understand
Look,
what he said. That's
no.
fucked.
I'm not. I'll ask him right now if he can see it too.
Fuck.
Mr. Slate, from what I began to
Fuck.
state, do you think it's the case that I'm not going to give a response to what you said, or do you think I am going to give my best effort in an actual response
Yeah,
to what you said while having understood you?
you're making a good mathematical point.
See?
Just fluff.
So
All
Ira,
he's
you're a
doing is
fucking
getting
idiot. Mr. Slate is
said
able to follow
fluff.
it. You're not.
He's just
That's fluff.
repeating the incompleteness theorem. He's repeating what I said.
It flopped. He agreed.
Oh no, he's actually not repeating what you said. He's just saying that the only thing I'm basing it off is an assumption. That's
You
incorrect.
said
I'm
I'm
basing it off
repeating what
other
he said.
things.
Yeah.
Wait, stop talking retard. I'm basing it off other things,
You're
but at the
so low
foundation,
IQ,
eventually
Ira.
you're going to get to a point
Ira, you
where
could have
like
a
you're just
three-letter name
not going to be
because you
able to
couldn't spell
justify
anything
that.
longer.
That's obviously the case. You're not cooking by just keep on asking why. You can do this with anything.
You are
That's
getting
like
cooked
a
every time you
toddler's
pop back in. You are the
mindset,
dumbest
man. This
person
is
in the room.
embarrassing.
Okay, Synth, but
You are the
This is embarrassing.
your
Okay, okay.
perceived, your
This is
self-perceived
embarrassing.
IQ
You
is
said
up
you
in the
bet.
fucking
You
200s.
said
Your
you were
actual
gonna
IQ
bet
is in
money
the
on the
80s.
IQ test. Why
Wait.
don't we just both take an
Yes.
IQ
Oh,
test right now? You said you were
no.
gonna bet
Me
money on it.
versus
Let's do it.
you.
Let's
I
do
bet
it.
the Mr.
Yeah, let's
Slave
do it.
at a higher
Retard,
IQ
let's
than you.
do it.
I bet
Just,
the Mr.
just
Slave.
let's do it now.
Post
Let's
it.
do it now.
Post
Let's
it.
do it now.
Scam up.
Let's do it now. Stop
already.
Post
talking.
it.
Stop talking. Let's do it. Stop
No.
talking.
Do
Let's
it.
do it.
Do it. Do
No.
it.
Do it.
Scam
Pull up
up.
the IQ
We're
test.
not.
Someone
Do
get
it.
the IQ test.
I'm waiting
We'll
on
take it.
That's
Let's
the.
I'm waiting.
It's the ultimate
Mr.
editing.
Slave,
so
you
if I
have
get-
server mute perms. You can just right click and start server muting people. What are you doing? Just server
Hey,
mute them.
slave.
Server
Slave,
mute them
get
and
the
then me and you can
IQ
have a
test. Let's
conversation.
both take it. Let's both take it. Since this
No,
guy
He's done it
pretends
on
he's smart.
stream before.
Stop.
He doesn't have to redo it.
Okay. So
Just
look,
you do, Ira.
no, 1 second. So since Ira through all this
Yeah, I'm talking about
noise,
me and you.
one
I don't know
sec-
what the
wait,
fuck you're on about.
Since
Then you're not tracking my. You didn't track the bet. You just agreed to a bet. So
Since
you had a
1
hierarchy to
second,
Mr. Slave.
guys.
What
I don't
matter
know.
about?
I don't know what you're on about, right?
One
I'm
Mr.
saying
Slave,
me
you're gonna
and you
have
are
to start
taking an
using the
IQ
server
No,
test.
mute.
but through
Use the
this
server mute
noise,
if you want to be able to talk over
No, no.
Ira. He talks too much.
He's not
Ira,
muting nobody.
Ira,
You're
1
so
second.
mad and
Ira,
short.
Ira,
I can tell he's not muting
Ira,
anybody. That's what
you
I'm telling
made
him.
it-
You're a
If he wants to be
mental
able to talk,
midget,
you're gonna have to
bro.
do it.
Stop.
Ira,
And
Ira,
physically,
Ira,
but
you are so retarded that you
Ira,
copy jokes
one
you're
from me.
second.
mad.
You
You're
just,
Guys,
you just
mad.
said mental
You're
midget.
mad.
Mental
guys,
DC
you
midget.
both.
Doug, do you think the fake
Oh,
laughing shit makes
man.
anyone more convinced that you aren't upset right
5'8",
now?
bro. Stop.
Okay,
Stop.
You're
1
very
second.
clearly
Can I,
upset,
can I
Ira.
say
You should be like you
something?
mad, bro, while
Good
being
one.
mad.
Good one.
Steve, can you hold
Good
on?
one. Good
Can I
one. Good
say
one.
something?
Psychology,
Pipe
bro.
down,
You
retard.
got
Pipe
this,
down.
bro.
Okay. Can I
Once you
Mr.
get paid
Slave,
for
you
that
want to be able to
shit,
speak
pal.
over
Ira,
Ira. He never stops
You're a
talking.
Discordian, bro.
Just
You're
mute him.
literally a full-time
can you
Discordian, bro.
guys
Just
slow
You're
down
on
1
Discord
second?
more than I am, I guarantee you.
Wait. Since 1 second, Ira,
Yeah.
1 second. Look,
Stop.
Ira made
Stop.
a good point. And since, is your system grounded or is it also self-referential?
My system is grounded foundationless.
Grounded on what? What is the grounding? What is the?
On the correct true belief gaining strategy.
Why is that a ground? Why?
Because
how is
you
that a
accept
ground?
it.
What?
It's something that's acceptable in all systems, no matter what. No matter what system you hold to, you accept that.
Why? Why would you? Why would I
Because-
accept it?
Because no matter what system you hold to, it's the case that when you seek out true beliefs, you think the best way of doing that is to use the best true belief gaining strategy because it's a tautology. It's analytically true.
Why would I care for the best true belief?
Do you
Right.
think there are false tautologies?
Why should I care?
It doesn't matter if you care. I didn't say anything about you caring.
It's not even a tautology. He's just
All
retarded.
I'm saying is that the best true belief gaining strategy is the best true belief gaining strategy. That's a tautology. You should be able to agree it's true.
Yeah,
If
that's
it's
actually
a
not what
one
you said
second.
before.
If it's a
Or just change that.
tautology,
What you said before is if you're seeking to gain true knowledge, you're gonna do that through that means.
No, I
right?
didn't.
That's
I
not
said
necessarily
every
true.
single system must do this.
okay. So, since are you saying that you were able to violate the incompleteness theorem? You mean you have a complete system? Is that what you're saying?
It's nothing to do with, look, the incompleteness theorem has nothing to do with this. I'm not telling you that every single thing can be determined from within my system. I agree. There are some things that I could never know the answer to. There are halting problems. Right? I totally agree with that. However, it's not the case the system could be wrong. For the system to be wrong, it would just be a contradiction.
No, not for the system to be wrong. Just incomplete. I mean, what you're so is your system?
Of course, there are
complete?
plenty of things I don't know. Of course not. There are plenty of things I don't know.
Okay, so again, what is your grounding? What is your ground?
That's a different question. So here's the difference. So just because my
No,
system
what is-
can't
no,
come
just
to every
repeat.
single true conclusion,
1 second, just repeat.
I'll tell you
My
again.
brother,
Just
that
repeat.
guy
My
actually
grounding is
thought that
using
was
the correct
that's
true
a
belief gaining
different question.
faculty.
That's what he's been
It's
asking you this
using
whole
the-
time,
Ira,
moron.
What is it you're
Ira,
trying
What
to
the
say?
fuck is
Ira,
going
you're too
on
retarded to
here?
understand what's
Ira,
going on.
let me deal. Okay,
Ira, you know what's going on.
Ira, let me deal with sense. All right, sense.
Low comprehension.
Stop.
I guarantee you, if I ask
No.
Mr. Slave right now, are those two
You
different
don't want to
questions,
take the
he'll
IQ
agree.
No,
test.
no,
You
that's
don't
not
want to take the
important.
IQ.
We're not
Crazy.
having IQ tests here.
Just stream
So,
it, dog.
Since, just tell me
Stop,
again
bro.
your ground
embarrassing.
claim, your whatever
Very
ground, the ground that.
Yeah, the way that I ground the claim, that is the same question. The way that I ground the claim, all my claims, are based on using the optimal true belief gaining strategy.
Okay,
If it's the
define
case that we're using
optimal.
the optimal true
Okay,
belief
okay,
gaining strategy,
define optimal.
the one that
Fine,
the one that has the highest likelihood and the highest reliability of bringing
define
about
the
true
word
belief.
the.
Define the word the?
Yeah.
Oh, what you're doing now is not trying to show me that my beliefs are ungrounded, but instead my semantics are ungrounded. I could ground my semantics out ostensibly, though.
1 second.
So I could define the by pointing to examples of
But
the.
wait a minute. You agree that everything you're putting forth is in the English language. You agree with that?
Yes, yeah, certainly.
You agree that the English language is self-referential?
The English language is self-referential? I mean, there are
The
some
dictionary.
terms that
Well,
are
you
sometimes
agree.
invoked in
1 second.
self-referential
You agree.
ways.
1 second.
If we use the I want to answer your question. There are some ways in which if you use improper definitions that are self-referential, and some people do, and it's very often used, right? That it's the case that your language can be self-reference. When I'm speaking English, I'm not speaking in any self-referencing way.
That's impossible. Here, I'll prove it to you.
No, it's-
So you're using the English language and nothing else, right?
yeah, sure. I'm not using nothing else, but we'll go with that. For the sake of
Okay,
argument.
let's assume that. So the English language, you agree, is defined in the English dictionary, right?
No,
Wait, what? So where is it?
no, you actually have no No. All you don't have any. All you have in the English dictionary is you have word relations. It's not the case that you have any meaning whatsoever. All you can see is longer strings of words.
Just a word.
The actual
Yeah,
meanings of terms
just-
have to relate to something other than just more words.
Just a string of words. So each word is defined in the English dictionary, right?
No, there are plenty of words that aren't even in the dictionary. They're still parts of English. There are plenty of specific usages of some terms
you
that aren't in the
agree?
English dictionary.
Fine.
For example,
You agree?
we've
I
mod-
don't need.
more recently we've adopted
I
bro
grant.
as a thing you can use
I
as a pronoun.
grant.
Like you can say,
You don't need.
bro went to the store and
you
bro was
don't-
acting
Sad
crazy.
attempt
You
to
don't-
offer this
example.
man. This
you
is such a
don't-
sad attempt.
Wait,
Bob.
Ira, stop.
Ira, you're not doing
No,
anything.
please,
You are
guys,
in the
stop.
background looking
Ira,
retarded.
So
Okay,
sad,
stop,
man.
stop.
This,
Ira,
this
stop.
breaks my fucking
Ira,
heart.
Ira,
Ira,
nothing you've ever said is
Ira,
not
look,
sad.
Ira,
You
you
have-
It breaks my heart to
Ira,
see a guy
Ira,
this
you
It breaks
retarded.
your heart. It breaks
Okay,
your heart.
Sins, could
It
you
does.
please
I'm gonna be
concentrate?
honest.
Ira, the only thing breaking your heart is the fucking
No,
cholesterol.
Oh
You
my
badass
god!
blood
Now that
dog.
you're about to hit this corny ass comeback, bro.
Okay,
Stop,
Ira,
man.
stop.
This
That
is so
comeback
embarrassing.
bodied you, bitch. The best thing you've had
So
so you're dumb. That
It's
breaks my
just so
heart.
cringe, bro. You're
Uh,
corn on
Really
the cob,
cringe.
bro.
You're really cringe.
So
You're not even
bad.
vague.
Stop.
You
Look,
have
So
internet,
bad.
bro.
You're
Stop.
corny, man.
You're a redditor. You're
You're
Reddit
corny.
brain.
Ira, I'm
You're
disproving.
corny,
You're
bro.
cringe.
Talking about Reddit,
Log
man?
off,
This is
dog.
So corny,
Log the
bro.
fuck
You're
off.
so
Go
corny.
outside. Go
Ira,
outside.
Talking about Reddit.
Ira, I'm disproving
Still talking
Sins.
about
You
Reddit.
forgot mental midget.
You're so
Oh
embarrassing.
my god.
No, he already used it.
Okay,
Oh,
Ira,
bro.
look,
this is
I'm
amazing.
disproving Sins, and you're not letting me. He's gonna run away and claim that he has
I'm not gonna run away.
higher
What
ground.
are you talking about?
So let me finish off Sins.
I mean, he's already running away, but sure, go keep.
No,
Dog,
look.
just mute Iris. Will stop jumping in and talking over you. He's
Bro,
sabotaging
nobody's
your own
muting
side.
Yeah, I
What's
don't want
on that mute, bro?
No, I don't
Stop.
wanna-
I know
Okay.
that nobody's
Like,
muting
about
anyone. That's what I
Ira.
said,
How
retard.
like
He's
Ira.
not
you are.
muting
You're
anyone.
still you're doing the same
You're
thing
so
over and
fucking
over again.
stupid. Are you
Ira.
tracking it all? I
Stop
just told you like
asking.
30 times in a
Stop
row. He's not
asking,
muting
man.
anyone.
This is so,
Mr.
why are
Slave,
you
if you, I'm not
begging?
asking.
Why are
I'm
you
telling him what's
begging?
going to solve his problem.
You're
I'm
on
telling
your
him to solve
knees
his
right now,
problem.
bro. You're
You
on
have
your
a
knees.
retard
Shut
in
the
the
fuck up, bro.
Ira,
You're a grown man
He's
on your
screaming
knees,
over you,
bro.
Mr. Slave.
No, but
On
Sins,
your
keep
knees
doing
right
it.
now,
Just
bro.
stop
Get
want
stop
content,
begging.
you want
Stop
the room
begging.
to
You're on
level
your
down.
knees.
I'm going to keep going, Mr.
Sid,
Slave. You got
no,
to stop us.
No,
Use
Sins,
your
just
servers.
stop
Stop us.
responding. Both of you stop responding to each other. Look, okay.
Keep responding.
Sins,
Mr. Slave is a sub.
Yeah, Sins,
I
I don't
know,
want
it's
you to
bottoming
run
out, it's
away
crazy.
thinking that you won this one. So
Bitch,
let
I
me
will
fin-
never run from
I
you.
want to finish.
I'm
Get
running towards
Mrs.
you right now.
Mistress.
Okay, I just want to finish off Sins like I always do, except for once. So let's do it. Sins, every
That's not true. You know that's not
yeah,
true.
once you beat me. Okay, so Sins,
Once, I think every debate I've been.
no, come on. All right, so Sins,
We'll finish up this one and we'll see who wins.
okay, so Sins, every definition you're gonna put
Alright,
forth is gonna be in the English language, right?
Yeah.
And every definition is composed of words, right?
No.
Wait, what?
No, of course not. You have semantic primitive.
So
Yeah, it's not like crazy. Look up semantic primitive.
no, I'm not. What do you mean? You're gonna you're gonna give me definitions that are not composed of words?
Correct. There are certain definitions I can give you that I can't compose of words, and instead I'll have to do them ostensibly. So, for example, if you like ask me what it means, like a chair, for example, I wouldn't be able to give you a set of necessary and sufficient conditions for a chair. Instead, I could give you a bunch of examples. And I could be like, look, do you get like the general trends? Here are some things that are chairs. Here's some things that aren't.
Are you
Do you
gonna
get the idea yet?
fine?
And eventually you'll get it.
Fine. Are you gonna use anything but words?
Am I going to use anything but words? I
Yeah.
might use things like actions. Yeah, I might like point to something, or if I was in person with you, I might like show you an
But,
example of
uh,
something, or I
but-
might show you a picture if you
Okay.
don't know.
But we're not in person and we're not in video. We're just in audio.
Yeah, I might show you pictures. Yeah, I might show you pictures.
That's good. Very good. Oh my god. Let me think about that. Okay, so I'm gonna prevent that. So let's assume we're not using pictures. Good, but good comeback. So assuming no pictures, just words. So are you gonna use anything but words?
If I could only use words,
Yeah,
would I
that's
use
the
anything but
assumption.
words?
Yeah.
I think that if I could only use words,
Yeah.
what I would have to do in some cases is just be like, look, if you don't get the concept, I've only got words to explain it to you with, and I don't think I can do any better than that.
Okay,
So
so
I think what I would do is probably like on some things that I just have to give up on explaining them to you if you didn't know them, like a chair, for example.
right, but assuming we're just conversing in English with words and no pictures, no video, just audio.
Yeah.
Then in that case, you agree that you're only going to be using words. Yes?
Of course, if I'm only using words, I'm only using words. Yeah.
Okay. And each word if I ask you to define it, you're going to use words, right?
I might use words in response, but I might not use words to define it. I might say something like, I can't define that with words.
That's still using words, right?
Yeah, but it's not using words to define it. It's using words to tell you I can't define it.
Okay, but okay. Oh, wait a minute. You're not going to be. Wait, if you're unable to define, then you would be held in contempt of refusing to answer the question.
I would not be held in contempt of court for refusing to answer a Discord
No,
question.
not court.
What?
You'll be held in contempt of Discord.
Held in contempt of Discord? I'll be placed under arrest?
No, I'll just.
You have not cashed out that term.
I'll
I
just.
think
Yeah,
Mr.
I'd be
Slave
like
is
pretty
kind of
brutal.
thinking about how he's punished by mistress.
Anyway,
That's true.
look. If you refuse to answer the question, obviously you're disengaging from the debate, and then you lose. And then I take the
That's
W.
not true.
Wait, what?
No, look, it can be the case that you're not. It can be the case that you say something like, that's an unanswerable question, but here's why it doesn't matter to the debate. Right? And in those cases, it can be fine, and it's not disengaging with or losing the debate. So if somebody gives you a question like, here, I'll do it to you, right? So when
I
you
agree.
said,
I
when
grant
you
you.
said,
I grant you. Let me think.
okay, yeah.
So you're saying that you're going to say that's unknowable. Well, but you are going to be using words in a response.
No, I'm not going to say it's unknowable. No. I'm
Fine.
not going to say it's unknowable. I'm going to say something like, I can't give you the meaning of this word
That's fine.
using more words. I would have to do it using pictures. Would you like to see a picture? And then you'll say something like, no, I no pictures allowed.
Right.
Then I'll say, okay, then I guess you just won't know what a chair is.
Right. So as long as we're conversing only, so every one of your all your responses are just words, right?
Yeah. All my responses in words are going to be words. Yeah.
Okay, so I see what you're doing. Okay, so 1 second. So so you're refusing to define words. So how could you use a word if you're unable to define it?
I can use words I can't define all the time. Like here's an example. I'm sitting in a chair right now. Right? Are you sitting in a chair right now, Mr. Slave?
Yes.
Okay. You're sitting in a chair right now. You were able to use that word. But if I asked you, can you define a chair? Do you think you'd be able to do a good job? Do a perfect job?
No, because of the incompleteness theorem, no answer is ever complete. No system is complete.
Of course.
There's no complete answer.
Of course. Well, it's not even a matter of the incompleteness theorem. It's literally just a matter of that word in particular is just
No.
one that's really, really hard to define with more words.
No, it's because of the incompleteness theorem. Because the English language is self-referential. There is no ground. There's no ground.
No, no. It can be the case that English is not self-referencing, and it can still be the case, right, that there are certain words you can't define using more words, and instead you define them ostensibly, which is why it's not self-referential. The definition of chair isn't self-referencing because of the fact that you can define it using things other than just more words, and thus we can point to things in the world, and then you can get the meaning. If it was the case that all you could ever understand the definitions of something as is longer strings of words, you would actually never have any meaning, because all you would have instead of meaning is just more words you can replace the word with, and eventually you'll just come to the point where all you have are word relations and you have no fact in the world relation, right? You have to be able to relate that token or that string of sounds, right, to something that actually exists out in the world. The moment you try to do that, it's no longer the case you can just do that by relations of words. It also has to be the case that now you have something more to it, like an actual semantic, like a meaning.
Okay, let's start over. So you claim you have ground truth?
By ground truths, you mean like a grounding? Yeah.
What is your ground truth?
I said it earlier. It's the correct true belief gaining faculties.
It's what? Correct true belief in the Dark Lord?
No,
Dark
the
What?
correct true belief gaining faculty.
Correct true belief.
If you have reliable true belief gaining faculty,
If you have a
gain true beliefs from
reliable,
them,
gainful employment, what?
that's right.
No, say it again. Say slow.
I'm telling you that my grounding is to use reliable true belief gaining strategies or reliable true belief gaining faculties. I use those to come to conclusions.
Okay.
Wait, Sith, are you an agent reliable?
Wait. No. Hold on.
What did you say, Squiddy?
I mean, I tried with definitions. He doesn't. He doesn't want to concede definitions. All right. So say it again.
No. Yeah, I was just asking if you're a reliabilist. Like, is that what you're?
Reliabilist.
Yeah, my view is, I think that my view is both compatible with reliabilism, on epistemology, and I think it's also compatible with a bunch of views on virtue epistemology.
Okay, again, could you explain your
Virtue epistemology would be both virtue reliabilism or virtue responsibilism. Which is the one you'd hear?
what's your
Could be
ground?
either one of those.
Could you repeat your ground truth again? I didn't get it. I'm trying to understand your ground truth. I didn't get it.
Oh, I think you're confused about the methodology I'm using. I'm not saying we deduce it all.
No, I
from
couldn't
this. I'm
hear the
saying instead-
words. No, the words. I
No,
just
I'm telling you. I'm explaining it to you. I'll give you the words, right?
okay.
I'm telling you that the words I'm saying are that when I form my beliefs, the way that I think I'm justified in those is if I've used good, true belief gaining strategy. That's what gives me
Wait.
justification in my belief.
Is if you use true what?
Good, true belief gaining strategy.
True what? Could you write it out?
True belief gaining strategy. True belief
gaining
gaining
strategy?
strategy.
And
Yep.
like true belief gaining. Okay, but what? So again, what's your ground truth? Say it slowly.
Okay, what I was telling you is you're probably confused about the methodology. My justification, my epistemology, is that I think it's the case that I have justified. true
hold on.
belief in the
So
case
you
where I have a
think?
true belief?
No, wait.
Uh-huh.
So your ground truth is what you think. So it depends on
My ground. No, I'm telling you something about meta knowledge right now.
meta knowledge. How do you have this meta knowledge?
Yes, knowledge about knowledge
How do you?
by using my
where
true
do you
belief
have?
gaining faculty.
Where do you have this knowledge from?
From good true belief gaining strategy?
And
I can tell you
where
more
do you have?
specifics.
Where
about
do you
it, right? I
have
can tell
this?
you like specifics of how
Where
I've
do
done
you?
it.
Where do you
You're
have
asking
this?
that.
Hold on. Where do you have this strategy from? Where did you gain this strategy?
Probably evolutionarily.
Okay, so you don't know. You just said probably. So that's not ground truth.
Yeah, it's probably evolution.
That's not
Hold
ground.
on, there's a
That's not
difference
true.
between those two claims.
Probability is not
Excuse
ground.
me. Excuse me.
But
Excuse
it's
me.
not.
Excuse me. You've
We're
look. Excuse me. You've made a claim here. It's an issue. Just because something is uncertain does not mean that you don't know it. Knowledge and certainty are different. They are different metrics. I think it's the case that you can have fallibilistic knowledge. I think it's the case that some things you can be knowledgeable in, and yet it can be the case you are uncertain in them. You are not entirely certain. For example, the external world exists, right?
Second,
It is possible I live in the matrix, and yet, excuse me, just a moment. It is possible I live in the matrix, and yet it is also true, right, that I know I do not live in the matrix.
Okay, so your ground truth is a maybe. So how is it different than my?
No, that's not my ground truth.
You
I'm
said it's
telling you that you are
probably.
confused about the methodology, and I can help you clear things up. You are currently confused. I can clear things up for you, but you have to wait, okay?
Mhm.
So the issue that you're having is that you think that I'm approaching this as though I'm deducing from the basal assumptions or something. That's not my approach. My approach is using a strategy, right? And I think in the cases where I've used that strategy is the case I have justification in the belief. And I'm telling you that I can describe the strategy for you. It's basically just Bayesianism, right? That's basically my strategy. And if it's the case, right, that I'm using the good true belief gaining strategy, then I'm justified. My ground truth is not the fact that I am justified. I'm just telling you what makes me justified.
What is Bayesian?
I'm not deducing it from
Okay,
the fact that I'm
hold on.
justified.
Okay,
I'm
so
just
you're using.
being justified by fact.
Wait, Synth, slow down. So you're saying that you're using Bayesian inference or something? That's your ground truth.
Bayesian reasoning, yeah. Bayesian
Bayesian
epistemology. Too.
reasoning is your ground.
No, that's not my ground truth. I tried to clarify this for you.
So what is your ground truth?
You're
What is
confused
everything
because
grounded on?
what you are doing is once again having the same issue. You're confused about the methodology. I am not deducing everything from the a priori. That's not my methodology. My methodology is to use Bayesian reasoning, and then I use Bayesian reasoning to figure things out. It's not the case that Bayesian reasoning has to be something that I am justified in knowing is true or reliable
Hold on.
for it to be the case that it is
Wait a
still
minute.
true or reliable.
Wait.
I can be.
Synth,
Excuse me.
Synth, no,
Excuse me.
I'm not.
Excuse me.
There's no point in.
Look, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, yeah, there's no point in finishing.
There's no point in finishing what your mistress said.
If I don't understand the first word, there's no point in finishing. So why do you rely on Bayesian reasoning? How do you know that's great? How do you
Because
know
my brain is equipped. It's a combination of two factors. One is that my brain is equipped in such a way so that I have a disposition towards it, and the other one is that I've learned about it.
How do you know anything about your brain?
How do I know anything about my brain? By reading studies on it.
How do they know? The people that wrote, how do they know?
Does it look? You're confused. The reason they know is because they've used good strategy in coming to those conclusions.
Wait,
That's
what
the
do they
reason
do?
know.
Wait, slow down. Wait, how do
Use-
they know?
They have used good strategy in coming to their conclusions.
What was their
and it's a
strategy?
true
What
belief,
was
and
the
that's why they know.
strategy? Okay, okay. What was the strategy they used?
The methodology of the particular study used the strategy.
Namely, name one.
Name one methodology.
Yeah.
We can go with like I don't know, like randomized control trials or something. RCTs. It's one example of methodology.
Okay.
It's a bit broad, but there's an example.
I mean, you're talking about super complex system. So
Yes.
I mean, you can never control for everything. So it's all probability.
Yeah, I've clarified this earlier. I don't think in order to know
So
something, it has to be the case that you have.
So you ground truth.
Excuse me, just a moment. I want to clarify one thing because you have the same issue again.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't want to stab this issue over and over again. You can have knowledge and not have certainty under my definition and most people's definition of knowledge. You don't have to have certainty to have knowledge. For example, I know that the external worlds exist, right? The external world exists. However,
How do you know?
it is possible that
How
we
do
live
you
in a
know?
matrix.
Wait, how do you know?
They're using good strategy.
No, just tell me how you know. Convince me
I just told you.
Convince me the external world exists.
Convince you the external world exists. You already believe it. I can't convince you of it. You already think it's true.
No, I think that I
Also, just one more thing is just that you go first.
No, you go. You
Go
go.
ahead.
No, no, I take it back.
Okay.
Go ahead. So wait. So
All right.
what's your?
Wait, but I go first.
Yeah.
I go first. What you just said? I go first. Okay. I know I'm just fucking with you. If you want to go, you can.
You don't actually believe anything you said, right? You're just playing word games.
Of course I do.
Oh
Nope.
my god. So look, going back to definitions. So every word has a definition, and every definition is composed of words. And again, every word
No.
has a definition, and this is an infinite loop. So
I reject the idea that every definition is composed of words. I've already rejected this. You know I reject. I'm going to reject that premise. I've proven to you why it's not the case.
yeah, you could. It's a good
Say it
point.
like several times though.
Oh my god, your audio is killing me. Who was that?
I think there's a confusion as far as language is concerned. I think it's between definition and meaning. So meaning doesn't necessarily
Mhm.
require words. For meaning, you can have a signified, which the signifier ultimately anchors to. But if you're talking about a literal definition itself, that would have a definiens and definiendum. So that would be composed of words. But meaning doesn't require an endless string of signifiers. Meaning can ultimately have a signifier that anchors to a signified.
No, it depends on your account of definition, right? So, like, on one, this is really going to be really wordy and really weird. On one definition of definition, it could be the case that you think the definitions are composed of words, and then you'd have to have some external meaning, like you're saying. Or on another account of definition, it can be the case that you literally just mean whatever the meaning of the word is. And that's the way that Mr. Slave is using it. That's the way that I've been using it throughout the conversation. Is the same.
No, what I
But I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree with you on the facts of the matter.
Okay.
no. So
Yeah, because again, this is just how we're using certain words. So I usually use it in the former. The idea that definition would be composed of a definiens and definiendum, but meaning does not need an endless string of signifiers. Meaning can ultimately be anchored and signified. That would be it.
Yeah, of course.
So I would say that every word has a definition. Wait, Blonde Thunder, would you agree that every word has a definition?
Under his definition of definition, no, he wouldn't.
Well, I would say that
You
if
say
you go to
this-
the dictionary, but ultimately the meaning does not. Like, little kids don't learn language by being given a copy of Merriam-Webster. They learn language by how they encounter the world. So the meaning that they understand does not come from giving them a copy of Merriam-Webster. It comes from how they encounter the world and have, let's just say, they interact with it.
Right. And this interaction, would you say it's complete or incomplete?
By what do you mean by complete or incomplete? By complete, do you
obviously-
mean that they understand every possible state of affair that could exist in the universe?
I don't
Well,
even-
no, I don't think a 5-year-old child does understand that.
Right. Not even a 500 or a 5 billion-year-old has a complete understanding of any one thing. There is no, right? Who knows what the complete understanding, who knows if there is a possibility of a complete understanding? Who knows what complete is? So certainly so understanding language is incomplete.
Well, okay, so are you saying to have any kind of intelligibility, you have to have complete intelligibility?
No, I'm just saying I'm looking for truth. So as long as it's incomplete, it's not completely true. It's like
Okay, so you're saying you can't have truth if you're not omniscient?
correct. Exactly. I mean,
But why are you
Okay.
looking for truth?
I, because synth claims that he has some ground truth. Because synth wants to distinguish his altruism from my egoism. He says that my egoism is just as true as any other.
No, I don't want to do that.
No,
No, you're mistaken. I think on your account of egoism, it sounds like you're actually just trying to describe like descriptive egoism.
no, both. I'm both descriptive and normative.
Yeah, but I thought you said it's the case that you don't even believe in moral talk. So how could you be a normative egoist if you don't think that there is the normative?
It's just an
I still would like to go to this idea how you can't have truth if you're not an omniscient being. I
because
still find that to be kind of
truth,
bizarre.
That is
truth,
interesting.
because truth is absolute truth. Truth is not some probability. So
Okay, so I can't make a statement, my cup is red, if there's a red cup in front of me, that's a true statement because I don't know all the possible states of affairs of the universe?
you don't know. How do you know what red is? Right? You have an incomplete understanding of red.
From
You have an
instances of
incomplete understanding of a cup. Right? You don't have a complete understanding of any one thing in the universe.
What are you talking about?
What's the question?
Okay,
The
so let me
question is,
ask you a
what the
question.
fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so I'll kind of understand this in yeah, hold on. I'll kind of understand this a little bit of a Kantian way.
You're
So
retarded.
let me say
Oh,
something. So
that
we
I
obviously
understand.
have okay, so obviously we intuit things in space
Yeah,
and
because you probably
time,
get
and
called
we
that a
can
lot.
apply certain concepts to it. So when I say the cup is red, I'm able to apply the category of unity,
I
substance,
agree.
and
I
reality
agree. I
to
agree.
these objects,
I
and that establishes it as being
I agree.
true. That's what
Lon,
makes it true.
that's no, 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 no,
And you have truth then. You don't need to have complete or absolute intelligibility to have truth.
no, no, no. Look. So, you. I mean, it depends on the definition of true. I mean, what? I mean, look.
That's another
Since
word where you can't define.
right. I mean, there's no complete definition of truth because of the incompleteness theorem. You can never have any complete
No,
definition
not
of
because of
anything.
the incompleteness theory, just because primitivism is true.
Look, when you were taught as a child the word true, you had some grasp, you had some intuition, and okay, and then as you grew up and you used the word true and you heard the word true and so on, you just got a better and better and better feel for the word true. But there's no complete. You never have some cosmic complete knowledge of true. It's always a social construct, and who
You're
knows?
getting
No,
you're
it's
using the language, you're equivocating in its way, and you're not doing it intentionally, you're equivocating in a way that confuses you. Having truth is very different from understanding what the word true means. I understood what the word true means basically like within like probably a week of learning the term for the first time. I had a complete understanding of it because it's a very, very trivial notion.
no,
Right? We all kind of get it.
no.
That is, we all get it.
No,
We all, yeah, you.
that's just a
Yes.
notion.
Hold on. Stop. Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. Right? Just listen. So it's the case that with truth, that's something you can get the notion of rapidly because every single proposition is going to come with a truth value, and so you're constantly implicitly invoking this notion when you speak language at all. It's very, very difficult to avoid propositionality at all in speech. So you're always practicing the notion. So the moment somebody gives you the pointer for it, that word for it, it's very easy to know, oh, that goes with this. That goes with this kind of thing. And false goes with the opposite of that. And then you get it. And you don't really need a further account of what truth is for you to understand when things are true or false. People can confuse themselves by giving themselves wacky definitions of truth. That's
No,
why primitivism is so based.
no. So language is just a social construct, and the word true, there is no complete definition of true. True is just who knows what it actually means.
It's a use notion issue.
I would say the word true, the definition of the word true is unknowable because there is no absolute definition of the word true. It's it's whatever it is.
You don't have to have You don't have to have a string of more words to
No,
understand a meaning.
no, it doesn't matter if it's a string of words or pictures or movies or emotions. whatever you believe the word true is, that's your subjective interpretation of your experience through life using interacting with
You're confusing use and mention.
Well,
what.
Mr. Slave, I got a question for you. So, truth, like if someone asked you, was it true that you just licked your mistress's boots yesterday? Now, would you understand what that means?
Yes.
Okay, and would that be true? Okay, there you go. So it would be true if a state of affairs was such that your tongue went against her leather boots, right?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
But that is the practical usage. That's, as I said, we go through life interacting with words, and we build the definition of the word is some construct in our brain or something, who knows what. But you don't know exactly what the word true means to me, and I don't know exactly or completely what the word true means to you. So when I say true, it might not mean to me what it means to you. So we might be having a miscommunication. So
How's it? Okay, so let's say that just a correspondence theory. So let's say there was empirical reality and your tongue made contact with her boot. Okay, so this actually happened in reality, right? So that concept of you licking a boot, so licking implies your tongue is out and it's licking on her leather. So people understand that conceptually, and that did correspond to reality, right?
no, because what do you mean? I don't even know what you mean.
Well, I think Mr. Slave, you're not a very good slave then if you haven't licked boot. I'm telling you that.
No, right, but you said reality, so I don't even know what reality is, right? So who knows what reality is? It's unknowable what reality is.
Because you know what reality is.
All I know is my, my subjective experience. Who knows what reality is? I might be in a simulation. All of you guys might be AIs. You might also be with me in the simulation. We might actually be IRL. Who knows? So I don't know what reality is. So
I don't understand how you can say I don't understand how you can say that you do know your subjective experiences, but it's not the case that you know things about the external world, given that with your subjective experiences, you're inducting from your memory all the time.
but I don't know.
When you
I
report
might,
your experience to me, you don't know it.
because I saw the movie. What do you call it? Simulacra. What do you call it? Matrix.
Matrix.
Right. So in the movie The
The
Matrix,
Matrix.
he woke up. Neo woke up and he realized that his life was a dream world. He was trapped in a dream world. So I know that I might be Neo and I might wake up in it from the dream world. It's
Yeah, but you also know that it's the case that you could be mistaken about your memories, right?
that too.
So we'll talk about empirical reality, Mr. Slave. We'll say the space and time that we experience. This
Yeah.
again use that Kantian distinction of phenomena and noumena. So phenomenal reality, the reality that you experience as space, time, and causation. So your tongue was against her boot in that, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so if someone makes the statement, it is true that Mr. Slave was licking his mistress's boot,
Oh my
then
God. Can we
there you
stop
go.
with the example? Should we stop with that
Well,
example?
well, Squiddy, we're going to give an example. Mr. Slave is in a BDSM relationship and
Oh
he
my
has a
God.
mistress. So what's wrong with the example? Does anybody else find the example bad?
No, it's fine.
I think you're just speaking to Mr. Slave's experience. I think it's good rhetoric.
Okay.
use a different one.
Look, look. All I'm saying is we might tentatively agree on everything you said, but is this absolute grounded truth? That's the question. Is this the ground? Like, do we have some grounding of truth? What is so?
Mr. Slave. So people have
What do you
concepts
mean
in
by
their head.
grounding of truth? What does
Yeah,
that
they have
supposed to mean?
Yeah, well, they have a concept of a tongue, a boot. They understand that that's licking. So they understand, Mr. Slave, that when they say that's true, they understand that Mr. Slave's tongue in empirical reality made contact with his mistress's boot. There you go. That happened. So that's a true statement.
Right, but look, I'm assuming.
What do you mean grounding of truth?
So, right here. So I'm assuming that when you say tongue, you said everyone agrees what a tongue is. That's an assumption. You might maybe what you call tongue, I call eye. And we're gonna have a back and forth to make sure that what you mean tongue is what I mean tongue. But this back and forth,
Okay, wait.
the,
What do you mean by grounding for truth?
because of the two generals problem, we're never going to completely understand each other. Ground means
I know you mean the two generals problem, but it sounds a whole lot like you're saying the two genitals problem.
the two genitals
I'll lay
problem.
that on the table. Yeah, it
Okay.
sounds like it's the two genitals.
It's the same. It's the same problem.
So let's
Fair,
ask another question, Mr. Slave. I want to know the truth of this one or not. So what if we made the statement that Mr. Slave's mistress put a leash on him and walked him around and made him bark like a dog? Would that be a true statement or not?
That's just for show. That's not. That doesn't show. That could show emotional attachment. Okay, what's the question?
Okay, so answer the question, Mr. Slave, if that's true or not. Did Mr. Slave's mistress put a leash around him and made him walk around on all fours and bark like a dog?
Well, it's 6. It's not 4. 4 is difficult, but let's say you mean 6. It's the same problem. Look, it's the two generals problem. It's the incompleteness theorem. We can never completely make sure that we understand each other, ever.
6? How do you, what are you talking about 6? You have 2 arms and 2 legs. How, do you have like
He's
additional
including his
limbs?
knees.
It's the feet
Oh,
and the
okay,
knees.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I'm not an actor.
Okay,
Wait, hold on.
Mr.
Do you practice BJ? Do you practice BJJ, Mr. Slave?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you did that.
Oh, because in BJJ they say 6.
No, in BJJ they'll refer to like 8 limbs, but that's not how normal English works. but
I
get what
wouldn't.
you did.
I don't know.
Okay, so Mr. Slave, now we've made that statement. You went on all 6s and she put a leash around you, walked you around and made you bark like a dog. Would that be a true statement?
Again, it's the two general incompleteness theorem problem. We can never have a complete.
How would anybody want to bet that that's probably a true statement that happened?
No, if you want to know the truth, my
Unfortunately.
in my fantasy, I get my arms cut off and my legs cut off.
Bruh.
I get
Okay, Mr.
modified.
Slave, that
No, listen. I get modified. I get plastic surgery. I get forced into plastic surgery to look like a puppy.
okay, Mr. Slave, I bet she's
Right.
done a lot of degrading things to you. I bet that's the case.
It's possible. Nobody will know. Anyway, since do you submit?
What? Why the fuck would I submit to you?
Submit.
Your arguments, none of your arguments were even remotely compelling. No, of course not. What?
What do you mean? I said incompleteness theorem. That grants me the victory. No,
You did say incompleteness theorem multiple times. No, I
Well,
don't think that worked. I don't think it works.
I don't think you need anything beyond that.
No, I think I would.
Yeah, so Mr. Slave, I'm just telling you, I think we understand the concept again of a tongue. You're saying we don't. Other people might
That's
think an arm. I think that
You
we
make
all have intersubjective agreement on what a tongue is. We all understand what a boot is. We understand the motion of a tongue against something. We call it licking. And we would say that Mr. Slave, it is true that Mr. Slave has licked his mistress's boot. So we understand that would be a true statement because it corresponds to empirical reality in which your tongue made contact with her boot.
no. You could say if we watched a video instead of making the statement, because the statement leaves a lot to be.
Would you record that, Mr. Slave, for everybody to see?
Sure. Let me go ahead and record 1 second. Anyway, no. So you could say no. We need video evidence, but video evidence would be from one direction, so it's two-dimensional. So you'd say, okay, let's do it from multiple angles simultaneously, but then we'd be missing a few angles. And you would say, okay, let's right. So it's always going to be incomplete, and you're always going to be lacking, and it's not true. As long as it's incomplete, it's not true. Maybe from these angles it looks like it, but really it's a misunderstanding and you don't have the truth. What you have is a lie and you ground truth.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so this is the way that I understand your understanding truth. That when I make any kind of or understand something and put concepts on it, because I don't understand it as a complete concept, that necessarily makes it false. So basically, your concept of truth would be something, if I go back to kind of a philosopher, think Leibniz, the complete concept of something. To really have the truth of something, you'd have to understand it as a complete concept. And given that we humans have kind of a blurred conception of it, we don't have understand truth. Is that kind of what you're getting at, Mr. Slave?
Wait, I wasn't listening. Is quietist actually Isaac? It looks like Isaac.
No, that's not
That's
yourself.
not, dude.
Okay.
Bruh.
Repeat the
Kenny,
question.
you can actually put whatever profile. Look, the person in your profile picture doesn't look like you, right? I
Yeah.
don't look like
that's true.
Kamala Harris. I'm not really Kamala Harris.
Oh, you're not. What? Oh, okay. Didn't know
No,
that.
you'd be shocked.
Yeah. Blonde.
That's
Maybe
not
I am.
Squid either.
Blonde. Can you repeat the question?
Okay, so what I'm getting from you, you
Squiddy
seem to
turns
be
out not
saying
to be
something.
so good.
Yeah, you seem to be saying something
No, I
to
am
the
so.
effect that for something to be true, you have to understand it as a kind of complete concept. And we're going back to someone kind of like Leibniz. And so the idea is something to the effect that God understands everything as a complete concept, all the possible predicates that it would have throughout history. So you're saying if we do not have a complete concept of something, we can't have truth. I would basically disagree with you on that point, but is that what you're kind of getting at?
Almost. I wouldn't say complete concept. I say completely understand the concept. The complete concept is like the
How the hell is that different?
yeah, whatever. It's fine. You could say it's the same.
I mean, how is that really any different? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
So basically, what you're getting at the idea is that you can't have truth unless you understand things in a complete and perfect way, unless you're omniscient like God would be.
Right. Because you might be misunderstanding. You're seeing it from only certain angles. So you might, from the other angles, you would realize it's completely different than what you thought. So you're assuming
Yeah, this is what.
what?
Yeah, and I'll be honest, this is where I do kind of like going from Leibniz to someone like Kant, because I think this is kind of dealt with the whole phenomena numina distinction. The idea given, like when I make the statement, the cup is red, given that I understand things through space and time and have those 12 categories, that's not the noumenal understanding of things. It's a phenomenal understanding, but that's still truth giving. I don't have to have ultimate or absolute knowledge to be able to make truth claims.
That's fine. That's not for me. That's not truth, and I can go with that. That's what I call like the mundane truth. The
What do
day
you,
like on a
okay,
daily
so fact.
yeah, like on a daily routine when you talk to normal people on the street, you use that what you just referred to the Kantian truth. But that's
Okay, so
not
you're talking about what's also known as a synthetic a posteriori truth. So you're going to agree that there are synthetic a posteriores. We could call them a fact. You're going to accept the fact.
yeah, but that's like practical truth.
Yeah, then you're just basically equivalent of the definition of truth. I mean, I'm going to understand a
No,
synthetic a posteriori truth.
no,
That's
no,
truth.
no, no, no.
You're just sitting there and one. Well, you're just understanding truth in a really idiosyncratic manner. Your
No,
idea of truth is
no.
to know something is true. You have to understand it completely. You have to be like have a God type mind.
Look, but there's a practical reason because it's from experience. Many times when I was convinced that I have the truth, I realized I was wrong. So because of that, I gave up on ever knowing truth, and I just say, okay, that's the absolute truth is unattainable. It's just through experience because I work in research, and it's so many times you're so sure of something, and after years of assuming it that you had the truth, it was so clear you realize no, you were wrong the whole time. You completely missed it. How could I have missed it? It happened to me so many times that I just gave up. And every time I believe something is true, I just say that's nominal truth, but it's not the absolute truth. I'm gonna keep my like this is the skeptic approach. I'm always skeptical. I'm always open minded.
Well, what about you do know there's people who have a concept of truth that includes fallibility, that there's a possibility of a defeater. Not everyone has a concept of truth, which means they basically have to be 100% certain and also at the same time know it have complete intelligibility about all the states of possible affairs in the universe.
Look, look for because of practicality. I need to remember I don't have the truth. I have what seems to be the truth. I'm always going to just redact from the word truth. The word truth is unattainable. Truth is unattainable. In this conversation, I will not relent. Truth, the absolute truth or truth is unattainable. Practical truth, yeah, it's attainable, but I don't care about that in this discussion where I'm being questioned about my moral philosophy and the ultimate right total mathematical proofs the absolute I need to give a perfect, like the absolute mathematical proof to my to the way I optimize my life. In that case, that my egoism was questioned, then I need to claim that everything is questioned. If my egoism is just an assumption, then everything is just an assumption. Then I cannot relent.
Why can't you have an understanding of something like what egoism is?
What?
Why can't, just because you don't have, let's say, complete knowledge about all the possible affairs of the universe, when I do make the statement, the cup is red, I do understand it conceptually as far as to use those terms, applying the category of unity, substance, and reality. So there is some degree of intelligibility. Even if I don't have complete intelligibility, I do have some degree of intelligibility.
Oh,
Why can't someone say that they have
yeah.
a degree? Maybe it's not complete intelligibility, but
Yes.
they understand what the concept of
Because
egoism is.
because synth questioned it. Synth claimed that all I have is just an assumption. So if my egoism is just an
But that's
assumption,
because you said it was just a basal assumption. You said it was an axiom.
then everything is
Yeah, no, okay. Well,
everything.
no, Synth, were you claiming that you had to have absolute knowledge about every possible state of affair to understand
No, of
egoism?
course not.
Okay,
No,
yes.
of course not.
No. He said that my egoism is just an assumption because, right? Why am I an egoist? I don't know why
you
I'm
said
an
that.
egoist. What?
No, it wasn't because you said you don't know why, right? It was because you said it was the case that it, it was an assumption. Once you said it was literally just an assumption,
No,
there's no deeper fact you can boil it down to.
no,
Very good.
no. My
I asked you
ego.
why is it the case I
No.
should value why is it the case I should value my experiences as opposed to any other random person's experiences? Why does it matter that they're mine? Right? You said, well, look, there are just some things the system can't justify. I took that to mean that like that particular thing is something you don't have an answer to because it's just an assumption. Right? Did you mean
Yeah.
something else?
So you,
Mr. Slave, I think what you should put in that is more of an Aristotelian understanding that there's proper relationships that you have as well. Like, for example, when Aristotle in the Nicomachean Ethics talks about tyranny as far as a master-slave relationship. So, so basically, you would say that what happens is your mistress is supposed to be tyrannical to you, right?
I wish, yeah.
Okay, so that's it. So you have different relationships that you have to different people. For example, a father is supposed to have more concern for their child than another random person. So baked into the idea is that you have proper relationships to yourself and to others. And this means you have more duties to one person than you do to another. So for yours, Mr. Slave, your one would be you are a slave. And so your mistress is supposed to be tyrannical to you and you're supposed to be completely obedient, right?
Yeah, but hold on. Let me stop this discussion. Let me just let's try and switch to a scientific discussion because I need to like ground this discussion. So my egoism is scientific. I notice that all creatures in the universe are egoistic. And I notice that I'm an egoist. I noticed all my fellow men are egoists.
Well, okay, Mr. Slave, I got a question for you. So this would be like, so egoism is based upon pleasure. So normally you like it when your mistress dominates you. Now, what if she was to punish you and you really don't want it at that time? What would you do?
That's really confusing. But hold on, I need to figure out this discussion because I need to get answers, and I don't want to have Synth leave and feel that he won this debate. That's unacceptable. It's too fundamental. So hold on. So let's have a scientific discussion. Let's see if we disagree about the science, about the universe. So
Okay.
do you agree that everyone is an egoist?
No.
So an amoeba, you wouldn't say that an amoeba is an egoist?
You asked if everyone's an egoist.
Let's
Not
start.
if some
Start.
people are.
Let's start.
I don't think amoebas are, no.
Wait, is an
I
amoeba?
have a question.
Who said
An
that?
amoeba can't be an egoist on your definition of what an egoist is. It has to be the case that you're doing what you want. I mean, amoebas don't have wants.
Yeah, I always so Mr. Slave, the way that I understand egoist is a type of consequentialist morality in which you're more concerned about your pleasure than other people. A utilitarian maximizes overall pleasure of everyone. A altruist is more concerned about others than him or herself. So that's the idea. So an egoist is just it's consequential. It's like how can I maximize?
Yeah. So that's an amoeba.
Okay.
And an amoeba is a
Well,
perfect.
amoebas don't have happiness because that's the type of feeling. No, amoebas don't have happiness because that's the type of
How do
feeling.
you wait? What?
Yeah, amoebas aren't making the choice to do anything, so they can't do any maximization. And also, they don't have any emotions or experiences or feelings, so they can't
Like,
have
okay,
happiness.
okay. So I would say, wait. Okay,
Amoebas aren't in the set of everybody as well, in my view.
wait. What?
Yeah, I'm telling you that amoebas don't have any of the conditions to be an egoist because one, they're not doing maximization because they're not making choices, and two, it's not the case that they can even have an experience of pleasure or suffering. They can't have happiness. That's a type of feeling. Amoebas don't have those.
Wait. Slow down. Slow
They
down.
don't have
Make
minds.
okay. Okay. Make one statement about an amoeba. Maybe we agree. Maybe we
got you.
disagree.
Amoebas do not have minds.
I don't know. What do you mean by mind?
They can't do a rational calculus, Mr. Slave.
Define rational calculus.
Look, to make it as simple as possible, amoebas, they don't have feelings. You know what a feeling is, right?
No. Define feeling. What? Okay.
You
No.
don't know what a feeling is?
Okay. Hold on. How do you know amoebas?
All
don't-
right, if you want a definition of feeling, I can instruct you on how to get an extensive one.
No. No.
You
No.
want some instructions?
No. 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 So how do you
That's
know?
the first time you declined instructions from anyone. That's crazy.
Okay. How do you know an amoeba doesn't have feelings?
Because are you asking like how do I have certainty or just how do I have like what I call knowledge?
Yeah, just scientifically. How do you know? Like, you know, scientifically, you can, I guess, discover that I have feelings. How do you know?
The lack of highly integrated feedback loops.
Again with the feedback loops? That was the previous
I love
conversation.
feedback loop. Uh-huh.
Wait,
Why would I change the winning strategy?
you didn't win. You lost. You want to go down
I
that
beat your
route?
ass. You got demolished.
Never.
It's not even just a you lost. It's like it wasn't even close.
Okay. Anyway, so wait, how would
Yeah,
you
but go on.
test? Wait, let's say you don't have access to seeing my inner working, so you don't know if I have these inner loops, whatever the
Of
integrated.
course I have look, I don't you're confused. Just because I don't have direct access doesn't mean I don't have access. So there are plenty of ways in which I have access to your inner workings. So here's an example. When you speak, right, that gives me inductive support that you have a brain, which gives me inductive support that you get the kind of feedback loops required to have a mind.
Yeah, but I could. Okay, wait. So
Yeah, I don't care. Look, I agree it's possible that you don't have a mind. It's certainly a possibility. I just think it's very unlikely.
hold on. So how would you test? And how would you test that I have feelings? What's the test?
Here we can run through the test together if you'd like. Do you have anything like what do you have on your desk right now?
A laptop.
What's the do you have anything that's not your laptop?
Yeah, my iPhone.
Okay, take your iPhone, pick it up in your hand. Are you holding it?
Yeah,
Okay, hit yourself with it.
done.
Okay, did you feel it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Okay, now how would you conduct this test with the amoeba to discover that it doesn't have feelings?
What I would do with the amoeba instead is I would just go ahead and take a look at microscopes and so on. Right? I mean, we've got like microscopes that have like seen pictures of what amoebas look like, and then you can see there's nothing in it that has the feedback loop.
But you didn't
Closest
test.
thing is like microtubules, maybe.
Wait, you didn't test me for feedback loops for the feelings test.
Yeah, but I know that it's the case that you can do this thing and the amoeba can't do this thing. So I'm telling you that gives me incredibly strong evidence that something is something with feelings. But if you weren't able to pick up a phone, that wouldn't give me very strong evidence that you don't have feelings. That would just give me strong evidence that you might be disabled or something.
1 second. No. But you asked me to hit myself with the
You
phone.
understand how something, here's the confusion. You understand something can be very strong evidence in favor of a hypothesis, but the negation is not very strong evidence against it.
1 second. I know I don't understand what you just said, but I'm trying to understand. This doesn't make any sense.
Like, I'll explain to you like this. Here's an
Oh,
example.
Wait, no.
If somebody peed themselves,
Since-
wouldn't it be strong evidence they
Let
have pee
me-
in their bladder?
Wait, I'm cross-examining you right
But
now.
somebody not peeing themselves is
cro-
not incredibly strong
Yeah,
evidence.
but
that
I'm
the case they don't have pee in their bladder.
But I'm cross-examining you right now.
I'm explaining.
I didn't
I'm telling
ask. I need to ask.
You did.
I'm cross-examining. In
You don't need
cross-examining.
to ask.
Wait, what? Of course I
You
do.
want to ask.
No, in
You
cross-examination,
want to ask.
you no. It's I get to ask, and you don't talk without me asking.
I do be talking without you asking. There's no chance to that. How are you gonna stop me? You haven't figured out how server mutes work yet.
Surface missiles? What?
I think his
I
femdom's in the back.
wonder-
Like, no server muting.
I wonder if that's the case. Is your mistress said no server muting? There you go, Mr. Slave.
No, she never said that. Anyway, look, Synth, I don't understand how she. Anyway, look, Synth, I don't understand. You ran the test with me, and you got the result. I guess that I have
Yes.
feelings. I don't even know. So, what's the conclusion? I have feelings
Yes.
because I
You've got
felt because I felt the phone hitting my forehead.
Yeah, if you feel that you hit your forehead, that's hilarious. If you feel the phone hitting your forehead, that means you have feeling.
Okay,
Mr. Slave, just out of curiosity with your accent, are you Jewish?
I wouldn't know anything about that. Don't accuse me of these things. I have enough people coming after me. Anyway, so
Because there's a kind of stereotype that Jewish men are really into femdom.
no way.
Bruh.
Yeah, that is the.
No, Hitler was into femdom. Was he
I
Jewish?
didn't say
He was
Hitler
Jewish.
wasn't. I said there's a
Original name,
stereotype.
Steckelberger.
Yeah, there's a stereotype that. Am I the only one that heard that stereotype that Jewish men are really into femdom?
I've heard the stereotype before as well. It's just kind. I don't know. I think Mr. Slave's got like an Israeli accent or something. I don't think it matters.
I'll tell you the reason why Jews might have this problem. It's because
Hi, Jews.
We're bearing mothers.
no. Oh wait. Let me think. Overbearing. I'll think about. No, that's the opposite. Then you become a rapist. No. So
Mm.
so how does BDSM how does the brain work in terms of sexual fantasies? So a sexual fantasy is a type of a fantasy. A fantasy must be something that is not in reality, right? You would not fantasize about something that is real. Like if you're an F-16 pilot, you're not going to sit and fantasize about being an F-16 pilot because you are an F-16 pilot, right? So a fantasy is not reality. And I would say that a
There's
fantasy
not slavery. Yeah, Mr. Slave, we know that there's not actual slavery in the world nowadays. Maybe there might be certain countries in Africa or something. I don't know where that exists. And I think I heard in also Arabic countries they might practice that to a small degree. But for most part in the Western world, there isn't slavery. So what's your theory as to why Jewish men tend to be very into femdom?
it's the inversion of reality. So someone who is in control, like a guy that in general is in control, especially if he's in control of women, like in his life, men are controllers and women are submissive. So in his fantasy, he would want to invert it. And he would want the woman to be in control and him and the man to be submissive. So you see this if you go and you look for porn, submissive porn, as I do all the time. That's all that I do. You you would see that Japan, like the submissive porn, the BDS, not BDSM, but the femdom, the feminine dominant porn.
Japanese people like that too.
But
Yeah, that is true, Mr.
but
Slave.
Japanese people are very patriarchal. Like the patriarchy is very strong.
Oh, that's not true. Do you know that in Japan, the woman gives her husband an allowance? So what happens, the guy actually works, he gives the money to the wife and she gives him an allowance. Did you know that, Mr.
Look,
Slade?
I used to date a chick from like I'm not gonna say what country, and she told me all about it. It's like it's a different universe over there. It's like men. It's a society that is controlled by men. Now the same is for Iran. I heard that in Iran, femdom as a fantasy is super popular, and again, it's a super patriarchal society. Anyway, let's go back to synth. So let me just finish off. So as I was finishing synth off, so synth. So you ran a
Bro,
test and
please,
you
please use different language. Finishing me off, Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Slave, I wanted to tell you something before we hop back over here.
Yeah.
I've got like maybe 20 minutes left, so I kind of want us to stay focused so we can get through that.
we can stop now. I mean, we've been here for 2 hours.
No, let's go. 20 more minutes. Come on.
No, I'm not gonna survive 20 more minutes. But I'll. Okay. So let's. You're almost done. So you ran a test and you concluded that I have emotions. Now, what would the feelings or emotions? I don't remember.
Feelings, yeah. Same
Feelings.
difference for me.
Okay.
Works good enough.
Feelings. All right. So now, what would be the test that you would run on an amoeba to conclude that it does or does not have feelings?
I think we should use microscopes to see if it has little feedback loops inside of it. Because if it doesn't have those, then it can't have feelings.
But you didn't ran the test of the feedback loops on me to conclude that I have feelings.
Yeah, that's right.
So why?
Well, that's because you're in a different context. I explained this to you earlier, right? The issue is just that some things are already sufficient evidence to get to a conclusion, and they're very easy to do. Meanwhile, other things are very difficult to do, right? So I chose the thing that's the easiest way to get the evidence necessary to get me to the conclusion, which is asking you. That gives me very strong evidence. I can't ask the amoeba, right? I don't have that option on the table. If I could ask the amoeba, hey, how are you feeling? I would just do that instead.
But that's not what you didn't ask me. How am I feeling? That you could say, well, we don't have access to the language of the amoeba to ask the amoeba, how are you feeling? You asked me to bump myself on the forehead.
Yeah,
And
and I asked you, how did you feel it? And then you said yes.
Exactly. So wouldn't that suggest that the test for the amoeba, I mean, the way I understood it is if you would be here, you would have bumped me on the head yourself and asked, did you feel it? Right, that should have been the test that you
Yeah, that
would.
would have been really funny. I probably would have.
Yeah. So I would say, isn't the test with the amoeba that you would take a stick and poke the amoeba and see if it reacts?
No. Look, so it's the case that some things can give you very strong evidence in favor of a hypothesis, but their negation would not give you very strong evidence against the hypothesis. So here's an example, right, just to get you to get the concept. Imagine somebody pisses their fucking pants in public. That would be incredibly strong evidence that somebody had piss in their bladder. It would not be incredibly strong evidence that somebody does not have piss in their bladder simply because they did not piss their pants. You get it?
Yeah, but I'm asking here, so if we
Yeah.
poked the amoeba and it pulled back, wouldn't you say that right? So if you would poke me, let's say you poke
No, if
me.
it just pulled back, that wouldn't be sufficient. No.
Okay, one second. Let's say let's run the same test for me and for the amoeba. So you're gonna take a stick and poke me and see how I react, and I would twitch away from the stick, or like I would bend my body towards the stick.
Yeah, that wouldn't be sufficient.
Wait, but then you wouldn't conclude that I have feelings?
From that alone, no. I'd have background information that I can conclude it with, though.
Okay, I'm not, now I'm lost. I mean, of course
I have
you.
background information like you being the same species as me. I have that background information.
Okay.
At least I think you're the same species.
Okay, so me and you were the same. How is that relevant? I mean, I might as well be a fish. Like every animal twitches when you poke it.
Because if me and you are the same species, it's very, very, very likely that we have, although not exactly the same neurology, relatively similar neurology. Most of our DNA is going to be the same, upwards of 99%. So I would assume that we work similar ways.
Why do you need to assume that? I mean, how is that relevant?
Because if me and you work similar ways, it's likely, since I know that I work using feelings, you probably also work using feelings.
Okay, look, every animal, as far as I know, every animal on this planet reacts to being poked with a stick. I think they're
Instead of plants.
right, every animal. So every animal, as far as I know,
And also
every
the plant.
animal, it's known to be one of the most basic instincts in the entire animal kingdom. The reaction to being touched or poked on the side or in the tummy or whatever, wherever you're poked, you
Mhm.
twitch away or twitch towards whatever. So so every animal does this. So if I do it and a puppy does it and a fish does it and a worm does it and an amoeba does it, so how is an amoeba different than me? I mean, It looks like I inherit.
There are many ways in which an amoeba is different than you, and I hope you could acknowledge that. Like, for example, you have a brain, the amoeba doesn't.
Okay, I mean, there's many ways that we're all different, but it looks like we're all the same too. We all react to being poked.
Yeah, which is why reaction to being poked is not sufficient for getting me to believe that something has feeling.
What do you mean believe? Why do you need to believe? How does believe?
Because you just asked me why do I believe it. You asked me why do I believe it.
No, we're talking about science now. I need to ground our discussion
Yeah,
scientifically.
look, science informs my belief. I'm telling you scientifically, that's not going to be sufficient evidence.
Scientifically, every creature you poke twitches, and you conclude that it has feelings.
No? What?
So,
Of course not.
okay, how would you test animals that they have feelings?
There's probably a plethora of different ways you could do it depending on the animal. But in the
So-
case of ones with brains, you could just. In the case of the ones with brain,
Let's say you
you could
don't
just use
know.
normal induction.
Let's assume you don't know whether the animal has a brain or not.
I probably should have figured if it has a brain.
Excuse me?
Step one. Step one, I'd figured if it has a brain.
Why? How is this
Because
relevant?
brains are very useful for feelings.
Yeah, what do you mean? The whole point, right? You want to have double blinded. You don't want to know anything. You want to just run the tests. Maybe feelings are irrelevant.
Yeah, whatever the test. Yeah, the test called finding a brain test. We'll run that test.
No,
right?
no. Our entire discussion is maybe this feeling, the scientific property called feeling, does not depend on a brain. Why do you conclude?
No, I don't think that's your discussion.
Why do
So
you?
you're now look now you're saying something like, is it the case that it depends on a brain? That's a very different thing than how could you use brains to figure out if things have feelings. Something could not depend on a brain, and a brain could still be sufficing for something. So if a brain suffices for something,
But let's say you
it
don't
wouldn't necessarily
know.
be the case it is
But let's say
necessary
you
for
don't,
something.
look. You want to just test. Does this creature have feelings?
Yeah, we're saying I don't know. Yeah, dude, look, I understand that. I'm not having trouble tracking your like too complicated hypothetical or something. I'm telling you your hypothetical. In it, what I would do is figure out something that's a brain, because that is, in terms of having feelings, very strong evidence something has feelings. It's having
No,
a
but
fucking
my
brain.
entire. But
If
my.
specifically the type of brain that has a brain that's mostly cerebellum and not very much sensory association neurons, then I would say, okay, maybe it's the case this thing doesn't actually have feelings. Maybe it doesn't. If it's the case that it's all prefrontal cortex or anything that's like, or cerebral cortex or anything that's like that, then I would be like, that's pretty strong evidence that has feelings.
Hold on. We are trying to decide if feelings depend on a brain. So I'm contending feelings don't depend on a brain. That's my entire point.
I have already explained this to you. Listen to what I'm saying. I am not telling you that I am saying a brain is necessary for it. I'm telling you that having a specific type of brain is sufficing for it. It is sufficient for it. I'm not saying it depends on a brain. I don't even think it does depend on a brain.
Okay, so you agree that an amoeba can have feelings?
Can under what modal scope? Like logically?
No, scientifically.
So what's the scientific modal scope?
You
Physical?
whatever your definition of feelings, when you test feelings with me as your subject, run the test with an amoeba so that you come to the same to a relevant conclusion. So whatever made you.
No, I do not have to use the same test for both you and the amoeba, because some tests I can run on you, I cannot run on the amoeba. For example, I can ask you things, I can't ask the amoeba anything.
Fine, but let's say you can. Let's say you. Okay, but you. Okay, so you run the test. Given that you ran the test, you poked me with a stick. So what's the conclusion? Okay, how would you conclude that I have feelings?
I've concluded you have feelings because you reported them back to me, and also I think that you're not. What you're gonna do is say something stupid shit about possibility.
No,
I'm
let's
telling
say.
you I'm using induction.
Okay,
I'm using induction from the evidence. Hold on. You're very confused. You should just listen for a second. I'm using induction, and I'm inducting from the evidence. The evidence I have is that you are the same species as me, right? You are also a person who's on Discord and managed to get yourself this far. And on top of that, I just asked you to hit yourself with a phone, and then you did it, and you told me it felt bad. And those all give me incredibly strong reason to believe that you have feelings. I don't have any reason like that for the amoeba, and I have no alternative in the case of the amoeba that I think is a reliable method
Okay,
for
okay,
proving it does have feelings. However,
okay.
excuse me, I do have a
Wait.
I do have a bunch of reliable. No, you okay and stop, right? Be okay and be silent. So the amoeba, I do have a lot of good evidence that it doesn't have feeling. For example, its lack of a fucking brain.
Okay. Yeah, oh, look, let's start with a given. Given that I'll tell you what the test is. So you took a stick. Let's say I'm next to you. You took a stick. You poked me in the tummy, and I leaned forward. I reacted quickly. I leaned forward. So what's the conclusion? Do I have feelings?
From that alone, I have no other information. I don't know your species or anything.
So no, I'm a human. You know everything, but I'm next to you. Right now. I'm next to
Oh
you.
my
Take a
god,
stick.
you're changing your hypothetical. Earlier, you said not to assume that, not to assume a
No,
species
you.
was, only to assume I had that knowledge.
No, I'm right.
Now you're entertaining a new hypothetical.
Okay, I'm next
Not
to you.
in the context where you're right next to me, I wouldn't even need to do that. I would look at you, see you're a fucking human, see that you're not drooling from your mouth and you don't look fucking brain dead. You might sound brain dead, but you don't look brain dead. You're not actually brain dead. And so I would assume, right, I can use induction I can induct from the evidence and figure out you probably have fucking feeling.
Okay, but I might not have a brain.
You might not have a brain. You're making that very convincing.
Right. So how would you would take the stick and you would poke me and you would see if I react, right?
If I poked you and saw that you reacted, it wouldn't give me absolute proof that you have a brain, but it would give me once again more evidence in favor of you having a brain.
I honestly don't know what would happen if you poked me with a stick if my brain was removed. I think I might react.
You don't know what would happen? Well, you do know what would happen if you do have a brain, right?
Yeah, but
So you know it's evident. There you go.
yeah, but no, that's not. I don't. I'm not sure. It depends on the brain at all. I think it's too fast. The react.
Yeah, if you're not sure it depends on the brain, that means you expect there to be a 50-50 chance of it in the case that you don't have a brain. And in the case you do have a brain, you expect there to be a higher than 50-50 chance.
Okay.
Which means
Anyway.
it's evident.
Okay. Anyway, like you see sometimes you touch your steak. Sometimes your steak moves, right? If you have a raw steak in your plate, sometimes it moves. Did you notice that? Oh, you're a
I
veggie.
have a raw steak and sometimes it moves. I'm like, I have had steaks in the past. I've never noticed that happening, but I don't eat steaks anymore.
No, but a fresh steak.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, a fresh
Yeah, of
steak.
course.
Yeah, there's videos on YouTube that a fresh steak moves, twitches.
Yep.
Without
I think I've seen it with like frog legs and shit. People putting salt on them. But my entire point this whole time is that's not a. My entire point this entire time has been that something reacting to something is not the same as it having feelings, and so it reacting would not be sufficient to prove it has feelings.
No, but the question is, how do you know? How do you know that the steak doesn't have feelings?
How do I know the steak doesn't have feelings?
Yeah.
Lack of any kind of feedback loops that are necessary for feeling.
Wait, let's
It
say
doesn't
you
have a
poke,
brain, for example.
but let's say you don't know if I have a brain, and you poked me with a stick, and I jumped, even though I don't have a brain. What would you say? Do I have feelings?
Even though you don't have a brain, I thought you said I
Yeah.
don't know if you have a brain.
No, let's say I don't
Do
have
you
a
not have a brain in the hypothetical?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have a brain in the hypothetical, and
Yeah.
then you jump when I poke you with a stick.
Yeah.
I'd have some weak evidence in favor of you having a brain. I wouldn't have enough to be conclusive. What do you mean? What are you asking?
No, look, the point is all animals react the same when you poke them with a stick.
Got 3 minutes, by the way.
What?
Got 3 minutes, by the way. But yeah, look, you can keep repeating over and over again. The animals have reactions when you poke them with sticks. I'm telling you it's not sufficient that something has a reaction for it to have feelings. I think animals broadly do, but I think it's because of their fucking brains. I don't think jellyfish do. They're an animal.
Wait a minute. You're a vegan and you believe it's okay to eat scallops, right? You eat scallops.
No, I don't think it's okay to eat cows.
Scallops.
Oh, scallops. Scallops. Yeah, I don't have any issue with I don't have any issue with shellfish with scallops.
Right.
jellyfish. Things like that.
So you're not objective. You cannot respond to this question objectively.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
What are you
vegans.
talking about?
Yeah,
How does that make you
vegans.
less objective?
Yeah, I had this discussion with Vegan Gaines, and he couldn't. Like, he went wild. He lost his mind. How could I claim that an amoeba has feelings? He wouldn't accept it because
Yeah, because it's kind of crazy.
exactly because you're vegan. Now I understand. You're not
Dog, it's
objective.
nothing to do with being vegan. You ask the look. It's nothing to do with not being objective. You can try to just make it. This is just ad hominem, right? Like you're just saying I'm wrong because I'm vegan. That's all you have.
No, you're not
Like you
objective.
totally lost the argument at this point.
No, yeah.
You're saying
No.
I'm not objective because I'm vegan. That's so clearly unrelated to the discussion. Every non-vegan in this room, I guarantee you, the non-vegans in this room aren't going to come in and say, actually, I think amoebas do have feelings.
I doubt it.
You doubt? Go walk outside. And, if your mistress allows you, go walk outside and ask people nearby. Hey, do you think that like amoebas and other single-celled organisms? Do you think they have feelings? And what they're gonna say is no. Single-celled organisms don't have feelings. They don't feel. People don't think that they're doing something morally wrong when they use hand sanitizer.
That's not the question. I mean, you can kill a fetus in your tummy
It directly relates to the.
because
Yeah, look. If people thought that the fetus has feelings, it's the case those people are gonna think it's morally wrong to kill the fetus.
no, but
Ask
let's
the
say
people who think the fetus has feelings. On average, the vast majority of them will say it's morally wrong.
no, but let's say the fetus is threatening the mother's life. So everybody agrees that even though the fetus has feelings,
No, I don't. What the fuck? Look, I'm super pro-choice. I don't think it's the case that a fucking third trimester fetus or something about to pop out of the womb just because it's a threat to the mother's life. You can kill it. I think it would have to be a threat to both lives. I think
okay,
it'd have to be the case that fetus would also die.
okay. Anyway, all right. I think I won this multiple times. Each of
That's
our
hilarious. Your current argument is I can't be objective because I'm a vegan. You've been bodied this fucking discussion.
no.
You have
No.
been
No, that's not.
fucked in the ass so hard. You should be saying thank you now.
Thank you. No, but that's not. No. If I would have been fucked in the ass by someone I love, I would say thank you. No. So my feeling is that you lost every round in this discussion. Look, I'll give you the round, the time that we discussed the two universes with the islands and the optimization of the vegan life compared to a carnivore life. That for now, I'll grant you that victory. But this discussion, I think, we had multiple rounds. In each round, I think I was cross-examining you. If this was up to a jury would.
Did you find a contradiction in my position? Is there any contradiction you found in my position? Did you get me to concede on anything? Like a single point that I had to walk back? Anything? Okay, your answer to that is no, right? I can tell you, I did get you to concede on things. I did get you to notice there were contradictions. I even got you to walk back certain statements. So at that point, I feel like, look, you can claim victory if you want to, but if you, I think you were streaming this on your YouTube channel. Watch it back. Watch it back with your mistress, and let her see who do you think. Ask her who came across as more intellectually dominant. in
She's
this
always
discussion.
gonna say
Your
that
expert dominance.
She's always gonna say I'm terrible. I'm obviously terrible.
Ask her who won. Just ask her who won. But look,
Of course
I gotta
she's-
go. I did say 20 minutes.
Okay,
It's been, like,
yeah. I'll
1
see you later. I gotta go too. Okay, bye.
See you, man. Peace.
See you. Bye.
No, I enjoyed the discussion. How you going?
Yeah. Wait, let me make you a friend. Wait, don't go. I need to make you a friend. Oh, you're already a friend.
We already are.
Yeah. We're friends.
All right, peace.
All right, bye. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much. I see we have comments in the YouTubes. So we have Chaotic Queso Cat. What did YouTube just recommend to me? Well, what time was this? This is 4:47 p.m. Yeah, it doesn't say the time. And now, yeah, this is a while back. And Chaotic Queso, interesting call. Oh, thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this conversation. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for being with us. It was 2 hours, and I'll see you next time. Bye.